Yes. Yes.
Yes, here we go. We're live.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I guess even if no one's here, we should say that. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Please ignore your trick-or-treaters and tune in to RX Only Picture Show.
RX Only Picture Show. RX Only Picture Show. RX Only Picture Show.
I'm making a cat.
Show. I'm making a cat. Meow.
Let's not get into any bad habits here.
Brought my boombox. Brought my boombox. I upgraded to. I upgraded sound. Now we have some Snoop Dogg. Where's my microphone?
Test, check, 1, 2.
Mac check. Mac check.
Suddenly there's 3 people watching this Halloween.
Well, happy Halloweens!
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloweeny!
So did you see any scary monsters on your way over?
Yeah, there was some leaving your driveway. I think I scared them because I was pulling up and I pulled in behind the car in the driveway and then backed back out. So they actually turned and went the other way.
Well, that's good. I have my Bah Humbug sign up.
Yeah, our house too. We forgot to get any candy, so.
No candy here. Testing mic check. Nacho? Live tonight.
I know. I guess I should promote us a little.
Little time to promote.
Before the memes are over. When the memes are over, click the OBS. Click the OBS. Click the OBS.
Bing, bing, bong. That's a problem to me.
Halloween lighting effects. Let's see. No. This one's fire. Oh, they only have candlelight. Happy Halloween! Ha 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 ha!
No coats. Confiscate your coats.
We do not need
No coats.
So does anybody watching have any ghost stories? Scary ghost stories to share? Halloween's a perfect day for a ghost story, don't you think?
Saw Ryan Martin commented.
What, do you think Ryan Martin has a ghost story?
Right.
Yeah. Have anybody who would like to share their ghost stories or spooky stories, go ahead and share it in the chat. We'd love to hear them. working? What's your parking privileges, buddy? That Snoop Dogg soundboard is pretty quiet. There's a volume in here.
That's all there is to it. And just beat the devil out of him. I had more pleasure just beating in the brush than anybody in the country.
I got some Bob Ross sounds too.
Happy painting. God bless.
Beautiful Bob Ross soundboard.
Look at this picture I found. I just used it for the Halloween picture.
Oh, creepy.
Somebody made the Pope into a gargoyle.
That's scary.
Like, that's at a real Catholic church, too. Is that some weird shit or what? Well, let's take one of these popes and stick him up to a deal. I will carve the shit out of that. Give me a block of marble. Stat. So we are promoted.
We're promoted.
On Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram.
Welcome to the spooky Halloween episode. RX Only Picture Show.
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 Ryan Martin has never seen a ghost.
I've never seen one, but I've definitely felt the presence of them being around. Haven't you had any weird thing where the door keeps opening and the wind's not blowing and you can hear the handle turn and the door keeps opening, pushing open just a little ways, and you're all by yourself and it happens over and over again? You never had that, Ryan?
Spooky footsteps in the hallway.
I guess we could bust in here.
You go out and look and nobody's there.
Sorry, well, I better get green dye and then a jug of green dye, and we'll be right
Green
on
dye
unless
time.
Jim wants to break all tradition and just roll in. Fish tank cam, fish tank cam. No, Frodo. No. hear me? He's like, I'm going. I'm like, no, dude. You know he told you no.
Here's
You get to muscle me, Frodo.
a ghost story that was on Reddit.
Oh, is it on No Sleep?
It's super creepy. Mommy told me never to go in the basement, but I wanted to see what was making that noise. It kind of sounded like a puppy, and I wanted to see the puppy. So I opened the basement door and tiptoed down a bit. I didn't see a puppy. And then Mommy yanked me out of the basement and yelled at me. Mommy had never yelled at me before, and it made me feel sad.
Oh, God,
And I cried.
The way it's written is really bad.
Then Mommy told me never to go into the basement again, and she gave me a cookie. That made me feel better, so I didn't ask her why the boy in the basement
secretly encouraged
was
me.
making noises like a puppy, or why he had no hands and feet.
Is that the whole thing? That makes me think of an episode of the X-Files or something.
Creepy story.
Traction over here. Samhain altar.
I began tucking my son into bed, and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me,
Awesome.
quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed."
That's pretty good.
Ryan Martin says, turning the light out in the basement and running up the stairs, I'm sure there was a ghost at my heels. Yeah, I know that feeling when I was a kid.
Yeah, hustling your ass to get out.
Like, I always just turn the light off in my bedroom before bed, and I would have to jump the 3 feet to my bed so that nothing could grab me from underneath the.
Picture of Jim McGuinn's pretty scary.
Ah!
It doesn't look like we're getting a lot of pull. Oh, should I go share your tweet and you share mine?
Yeah, I guess. Then we should get the show started.
We're just gonna keep the memes and the music rolling and sit on our phones this week, folks. It's a minimalist show. If you're curious about Halloween or Samhain, just Google it. That's what we do. We just Google it. You'll find the same stuff we find probably, but you might find more stuff because you're not censored by Google like we are.
I never got a announcement from you. Tweets.
There's mine. There's James True.
Did you pin me in it?
Oh, there it is. No, I didn't. I should have.
I've got to go searching. SB. Halloween, is this it? Live stream.
Yeah.
Yes.
Six. 2 + 6 = 8. I know what we can do. We'll take a look at today in the book. Go ahead and transition us in here, Jim.
Let's do it.
For those of you that are watching or listening, hi, I'm SB. The guy at the piano there is my buddy Jim. And we are
we on?
our
Oh, hello.
Picture Show. And And I'm going to go ahead and do some quick numerology on today's date, and we'll read it out of the book, because that's part of what we do here. Is we'll, so the way they say to do
all
it
kinds of stuff.
is you take 10 plus 31, so that equals 41, and then you don't just add it all together. The numbers will end up the same, but sometimes there's small deviations in how it'll make the numerology numbers come up. So then you go 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8, which I know to equal 11. So 41 plus 11, so that's 52. So it would be, today is going to be a temporary number vibration of 52/7. It's a 7-day.
7 day. I had a 7 day today.
And I know the book is right here somewhere.
7 out of 7.
Uh-huh.
So Bujadin
The book,
says,
the book we've been using, go ahead, Bujahadin.
Bujahadin has a ghost story. He said, me and my girlfriend saw the ghost of a Confederate soldier in the hallway. She jumped up and ran towards and through the ghost, screaming, "Go away!"
Trippy.
Imagine the terror that soldier had seeing that ghost of a screaming girl running towards him.
Wait, so you think that ghosts see themselves as incarnate and they see us as ghosts? That's a hell of a, that's,
That is
I want to know more about that.
a pretty interesting concept.
And yeah, we had a couple ideas for jumping people in. If anybody's got a wild hair up their butt and wants to jump in, maybe we'll do that a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Number vibration, Ryan, is the way that the nomenclature of this book, Numerology and the Divine Triangle by Faith Javane and Dusty Bunker, that's what they will call it. So a personal vibration, a temporary vibration, and a personal vibration would be if part of your name or birth date equals the number, so it's part of your permanent numerology. A temporary number vibration is if you're doing like today's date, or you can look up a forecast like for a whole month or for a year or for last year or for 10 years ago. Never really have worked all the way through this book. Maybe that might be my secret next step. So
This little rascal.
a 7 is usually like mystical, priesty, magical. Like 7 is the genius. 7 is the teacher. Jem and I are both 7s numerologically, and 52/7 as a temporary vibration says change, separation, meditation. Changing conditions may separate you temporarily from familiar lifestyle patterns, and you may experience a period of solitude in which you feel lonely and isolated. I have felt a little lonely today. This is necessary to stimulate thoughts and ideas related to the spiritual world. You must learn to strike a balance between what appears to be real and what is real. In this manner, you discover what has real value for you. Trips into the country or to the seashore are therapeutic for you now. Take along a few books on philosophy and religion and allow your mind to travel as well. Remember that the separations during this cycle are part of the ever-changing rhythm of life, and changes bring new opportunities and challenges.
Oh, that's interesting. Changes do bring new opportunities. Or is that...
Representing the hue of the number. Well, if you're a Tesla-esque guy, yeah, sure. Color, sound, and even physical matter are all merely vibrations. Everything is vibration. See, what happened was, Ryan, that way back before anything, there was only one thing, and a lot of people like to call that God, but that's not really very specific, you know. They've kind of given a crappy reputation to the word God, so, like, you could call it the One, or the undisturbed essence of all, or, you know, get
It's the character accent of a letter.
the character
Or number.
accent of a number. So, the way I see it from all of my studies of weird secret sciences is that before anything happened at all, there was the One. And the One was full of potential, but there was no movement. But the one thing had will within it. And so when it decided to move, everything moved. And I like to call it a perturbance of the inertial plane, of the divine inertial plane.
That was pretty good, Will. Hunting. How do you like them apples?
Good will hunting. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Happy Halloween. Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Feeling like Halloween might require some drums.
Drums?
Yeah, maybe.
Scraggledy.
Scraggledy.
These little son of a guns hide in your brush and you just have to push them out.
It's a little Bob Ross for you.
Oh, I see. Double
No pressure.
Little Bob Ross. May he rest in peace.
So let's see. In the Bible, 7 is the number of rest. So that's funny that we're still getting the same answer, right? It said, hey, you might have to separate and go rest at the beach with books. 7 is the number of rest, cessation, but not ceasing. Safety in the full measure of the triad and the quaternary. So they're saying 3 and 4 together, triad and quaternary. And the reason 7 biblically is a number of rest, why is that? Anyone? Anyone? Anyone?
I wonder why.
Because on the 7th day God rested.
Oh, yeah. That's true. I've heard. I've been told. There's some good books about that.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to do our triangles in the middle. You know what I'm talking about? Did you look through here and get that far?
No, I haven't got that far.
Like, there's a whole pattern of, like, calculating your entire life by 9-year cycles. And it lines up with the Pythagorean triangle.
Huh, interesting. Very cool.
Yeah. Edgar Casey is the example in here. If you ever flip through and find the Edgar Casey section, it, even though he's dead, it maps out the entire path of his life using numerology and shows itself accurate.
Interesting.
Crazy.
You know who David Wilcock is?
Ooh, that sounds familiar.
He kind of thinks he's a reincarnation of Edgar Casey.
Oh, I have to look
Sort
him
of
up.
a new age, UFO-y kind of space, sort of new age. He wrote a book called The Source Code. Source Code, I think.
Interesting. Dinosaur Jones is
Some
a
other
really
books.
nice guy. I should probably pen this
He's
up
kind of an
just
interesting looking
a little
character.
bit, huh?
Oh yeah, are you even in there?
I was. It's just cutting off the top of my hat.
Welcome to the show if you just joined us.
Let's see, is that... We got
Dinosaur
5 people
Jones,
watching this. We better do
Dinosaur
something.
Jones.
All right, so the title says we're going to compare Halloween and Samhain, maybe get a closer look, a better idea of why every October 31st, why do we tell kids to ask murderers and rapists and drug addicts and drug dealers for candy in the middle of the night?
Wonder what this link is that Mujahideen put in the chat.
Well, I asked him about the ghosts, and he said that he thinks we occupy the same space at different times.
You know, that's a really cool theory. I think I might have heard that before.
So let's just open this in a new
Thought
tab,
about it.
and we'll take a... Maybe we'll have to bust over to Buja. Dinosaur Jones is a really nice guy. Song of 7, John Anderson.
Was that
I don't know, here, let's...
was that kids outside? Did you hear
No, I
that?
think that was the song. Let's go ahead and
I paused the
we'll
music.
jump over here to shared commentary and tell the shared commentary settings that we would like to look at something. Oh, we need the media exam.
Media exam cam.
Media exam cam. Media exam cam. Media exam cam.
We should,
Song 7. So, I think Mr. Mujahideen is sharing this with us because We just did the numerology for this Halloween, and it equals 7. So here we go. Thank you, Pooja. Let's check this thing out. What did we get here? Ooh, sounds scary. I like that window.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We should make one of those for Picture Show. It would take longer than a...
Making stained glass is a real pain.
I just did digitally.
You get it a pain? You
Yeah,
know pain?
it's a pain to make stained glass.
It's a pain to make stained glass. And that looks like Mercury's hat coming out off of Saturn in the bottom picture.
Yeah, it looks like there's different
Or a UFO.
spaceship there.
You know, Mercury's hat with the... He's got like a disc hat.
Yeah, with the wings.
With the wings on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff. We got the Buddha. It looks like we got an alien head in a jar.
Looks like a bomb.
There's a looks like Taj Mahal. And for some reason, my brain wants to see that as the Hertz symbol. HC. I don't know if it is, but
Hertz Rent-A-Car?
so who's John Anderson? Booja? I guess we could look him up.
Are we sharing this screen?
If he's changed color again. Oh no, that's a different guy.
He's a singer for Yes, Mujahideen says.
Oh, okay.
Affirmative.
So it's this guy. Yeah, it sounds like Yes all of a sudden. Well, I expected that to be a much larger picture.
200 by 2.
Yes, it always makes me think of Spinal Tap. We could turn this down a little bit and let it roll. This isn't bad background music.
Sure. Here, I'm gonna...
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween!
Booja says for later, but I say we do it now. So let's, while we're listening to this in the background, let's go over here and, I know what I can do. Let's go to my Twitter and see if we can find that link I shared earlier here about the, All Hallows Triad Day or whatever, remember? I changed my mind. John Anderson, get out of here with the Yes vocals.
Nice transition.
Out of here, buddy. Okay, bye. Alright, oh, it was this guy that shared it. So...
Is this your Twitters?
Ooh, man, I got notifications because I shared our show. That's why. Tradical is an interesting account. But I'm down here a little farther. Oh, did he delete it?
Uh-oh.
He deleted it? Oh, I'm gonna have to go find my own. Alright, let's just go.
Let's do some interweb crawling there.
My muscle memory just clicked the notifications. Alright, skip that. Just go to SB Alger. Go to me, please.
Halloween.
Here I am searching for myself. It's just like real life.
Come
Come on, man, go to me. Go to the timeline. Go down, go down, go down. All Hallowtide, yeah. Let's type that in up here. Check this out, folks. All Hallowtide. This is something about the Catholic tradition that I didn't know. did not know. And let's read a little Wikipedia like we do usually, the informative yet conservative part of the show. And when I say conservative, I don't mean political, I mean not radical, not eating babies or cloning Dave Chappelle from a piece of his own foreskin.
Gross.
Oops. Thank you for the secret compliments you're giving to my shirt. I can hear that. I appreciate it. Jim got me this as a gift for my recent birthday, and I love it.
It's jazz.
Remind me to tell you the story of my hat later, if you'd like. Not right now. So, All Hallowtide, All Saints Tide, or the Hallowmas season. Now, there's an album title if I've ever heard one. Art's Only Picture Show presents the Hallowmas season.
Hallowmas
is the Triduum. A Triduum is a 3-day celebration in the Christian church, and really more in the old school Catholic and or Orthodox. I don't know if the Orthodox celebrate this, but they probably do have Triduums. So,
have you ever celebrated? Well, I tried them.
I tried them. Yeah, I tried them. I didn't like them. So, All Hallowtide is a name for these days that we are in right now. So we'll look up Samhain after this. So let's start with the Christian version, and then we'll take a look at the pagan version. So All Hallowtide, All Saints Tide, or the Hallowtide season is the triduum encompassing the Western Christian observance of All Saints Eve, Halloween, All Saints Day, All Hallows, and All Souls Day, All Souls, which lasts from 31 October to 2 November annually. Some piece of shit British guy wrote this entry, which lasts from October 31st to November 2nd. Come on, guys. All Hallowtide is a time to remember the dead, including martyrs, saints, and all faithful departed Christians. Notice the Christians are hypocrites. They're only caring about Christians. Don't remember any dead Muslims or atheists, just the Christians. The present date of Hallowmas, All Saints Day, and thus also of its vigil, Halloween, was established for Rome perhaps by, so they don't even know, perhaps by Pope Gregory III, and so that's 731 to 741, and was made of
obligation.
Made of obligation. Wouldn't that be made an obligation throughout the Frankish Empire by Louis the Pious in 835. So they think maybe Pope Gregory pulled it out of his fish hat, his Dagon fish hat, sometime in his lifetime. And then by 835, Louis was like, we're doing this or else. And, you know, if the Catholic Church, especially back in the day, says we're doing this or else,
yeah,
well, you probably should either leave that country or go with it.
you like tortured.
How do you feel about being a Christian? No? Okay, we're going to burn down your house.
Pull you into 4 pieces with horses and chains.
We're going to hang you 4 times. If you want to be a Christian yet,
There's
you do.
There's a thing called an Iron Maiden.
No, you still don't? All right, well, I'll tell you what. We'll give you a week to get out of here.
The deadly embrace.
The border is every direction but here, so get moving.
Yeah.
So, where were we? Elsewhere, other dates were observed even later, with the date in Ireland being 20 April.
420. Ireland.
Yeah, so that's quite the jump, guys. That's quite the jump from October 31st to the 20th of April.
Hitler's Earth Day.
In the early 11th century, the modern date of All Souls Day was popularized after Abbot Odio established it as a day for the monks of Cluny and associated monasteries to pray for the dead. Etymology: the word All Hallowtide was first used 1471 and is derived from 2 words, the Old English word hallig, meaning saint, and the word tide, meaning time or season. Saint time. 3 days of saint time, 3 days of saint time, 3 days of saint time this week.
All Hallow Tide Pods.
The later part of the word Hallowmas is derived from the word mass. The words hollow and saint.
Hallow, huh?
Hallow are synonyms.
Like hallowed ground.
So Saint Ween. So this is actually a holiday for the band Ween if they were canonized by the Catholic Church. Saint Ween.
Yeah. Well, there's a pretty cool painting there.
Yeah, I like that painting. This is the monks down in the catacombs.
Is that monk wearing glasses? It looks modern.
It does look like he's wearing glasses, doesn't he? It might be.
What, 1864 to 1936? Is it?
Yeah, so that could be.
It was made in 1905.
Let's take a closer look. Being artists, we're curious about these things.
Maybe he could be wearing glasses.
Yeah, he could. Procession of the Catacombs of Callistus. Out of copyright. So that means we could do anything we want with this picture.
Oh, that's a great idea. We should make it our
Notes.
thumbnail.
Navigating the underground paths of the dead in Rome, carrying only flickering torches to fend off the darkness. The note printed on the tissue paper protecting this image reads, "The nucleus of the great catacomb on the Via Appia was formed by the crypts of Luciana and the Hypogeum."
Hypogeum?
Hypogeum. This is, let's find out what that means. Let's kind of go down the rabbit hole together for a second, folks.
That's a good idea on this All Hallows Ween.
Saint Ween!
Saint Ween!
Oh, there it is. Hypogeum. Hypogeum or hypogeum
Hypogeum.
literally means underground. Oh, cool. That makes sense. Hypo meaning... Well, like hyper means fast and hypo means slow, so I guess you could exaggerate that to up and down, right? Hypo means under.
Like a
Like people
hypodermic
say-
needle is
Right, hypodermic is under the skin.
under the skin, so
Yeah.
it's under the Gaia.
Because people get mixed up when you say hyper or hypoglycemic in relation to blood pressure.
Hyperactive
Hyperglycemic means you have too much blood. I mean sugar, blood sugar, not pressure, sugar, blood sugar. I had to correct that, sorry.
How's the coffee working?
I've had stronger. That little college student up there, he wasn't like, to quote Louis C.K., that nigga didn't make the shit out of my coffee, if you know what I mean. He did fine, but if you guys don't know that bit, look it up, it's really funny. Anyway, I just closed the link, so let's just move on to... Actually, would you hand me that Baphomet book, please? Oh, there's no index. Tracy. You gotta republish this thing with an index. Or am I wrong? Please be wrong. Be index. No, bibliography. No index, Tracy. I was gonna look up Samhain here. I bet the information would be terrific. But we'll have to do it this way. Let's just Wikipedia Samhain. Samhain. Now we just want the wiki. Let's be fair. Giving bad information across the board for each entry. Samhain. Oh man, I need to make that a little bit bigger. How do you do it, Joe?
What's that?
How do you make it bigger with like I should be able to, in Windows I would push Control and scroll and it would make the...
I think you might have to do...
Is it this thingy? Let's
Could
see
be.
if that works.
I've got a PC keyboard with a Macintosh, so it's kind of funky.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm surprised. Okay. Anyway, Samhain, for those of you that don't know, is a Gaelic festival marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, or the darker Hall, darker half of the year. I'm gonna step a little closer here so I can see. Traditionally, is celebrated from from October 31st to November 1st, as the Celtic day began and ended at sunset. This is about halfway between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. It's one of the 4 Gaelic seasonal festivals, along with Imbolc, Beltane, and I can never say that one, Lugnost. Historically, it's widely observed throughout Ireland, Scotland, and the Isle of Man. Similar festivals are held at the same time of the year in other Celtic lands. For example, the Brythonic Caelan Gaif. Wow. There's our second album. The Brythonic Caelan Gaif. In Wales, Caelan Gwav in Cornwall. I think I know somebody who lives in Cornwall. And Caelan Goan in Brittany. Both Celtic branches are roughly as old as each other. Samhain is believed to have Celtic pagan origins, and there is evidence that it has been an important date since ancient times. Some Neolithic passage tombs in Ireland are aligned with the sunrise around the same time of Samhain. It's mentioned in some of the earliest Irish literature, and many important events in Irish mythology happen or begin on Samhain. It was the time when cattle were brought back down from the summer pastures and when livestock were slaughtered for the winter. As at Beltane, special bonfires were lit. These were deemed to have protective and cleansing powers, and there were rituals involving them. Like Beltane, Samhain was seen as a liminal time. Shout out to Jason Horsley, liminal time. Ding. When the boundary between this world and the other world could be more easily crossed. This meant the Eos Sea, the spirits or fairies, could more easily come into our world. Most scholars see the Eos Sea as remnants of the pagan gods and nature spirits. At Samhain, it was believed that the Eos Sea needed to be propitiated to ensure that the people and their livestock survived the winter. I'm going to assume propitiated means satisfied, right? Let's just mouse over that and make sure. Propitiation, also called expiation, is the act of appeasing or making well disposed a deity, thus incurring divine favor or avoiding divine retribution. So when you masturbate, after you have your orgasm, you say, "Jesus, please forgive me." This is propitiation to Jesus for your heinous act of masturbation.
No, the right.
There's some guys doing that 50 times a day. Think about that.
That's a lot of
offerings of food and drink and children were left outside for them. The souls of the dead were also thought, just kidding, it doesn't say children. The souls of the dead were also thought to revisit their homes seeking hospitality. Oh, interesting. So, you know, this is the night your grandparents come back and say, "Hey, Jim, love what you did with the place. That's great." Sorry. Feasts were had at which the souls of dead kin were beckoned to attend and a place set at the table for them. Mumming and guising were part of the festival and involved people going door to door in costume or in disguise, often reciting verses in exchange for food.
So guising must be costuming.
Yeah.
What's mumming?
Well.
So like, alms for the poor.
Well, let's see what it says. Oh, excuse me.
Mummers plays or folk plays performed by troops of amateur actors, traditionally all male, known as mummers or guisers. Refers particularly to a play in which a number of characters are called on stage, 2 of whom exchange in combat, the loser being revived by a doctor character.
Oh, interesting. So, being we're both male, we could put on a mum or 2.
But we're not wearing regalia. We're not guised.
No, you could.
We're upstairs.
You could kill Jazz and bring it back to life.
We would need a doctor character.
You could play the doctor too. You could kill me with a sword,
Killer
and pull off
doctor.
your mask, and be like, "Wait, I'm a doctor. I'll save him." Like any good doctor. I'll make you really sick and charge you some money, and then you get better. So I kind of like the idea of making kids have to say verses for their candy. Instead of like, here's some candy, trick or treat. Be like, well, come on with it. Recite the first verse of...
You'd be getting your house egged.
Ain't Talking About Love by Van Halen. Let's hear it. The kid's like, you know you're semi-good looking and on your feet again. Shit, how's it going? You know you got it really good. That's good enough. Here you go. Here's a...
Get out of here, kids.
Here's a now and later. Next. All right. And for you, young lady, you look like a Miley Cyrus fan.
Some sugar-free candy and a toothbrush.
Yeah, I love those people.
Yeah, oh, sugar-free candy.
Ryan's dad is the kind of guy that hands out whole, like, king-size Snickers.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, he's the guy that, like, makes your brain build neurotransmitters that last the rest of your life. Like, you're 56 years old and you drive by his house, he doesn't even live in anymore, and you're like, that was the place right there.
Best candy I ever got.
God gave us king-size Snickers every year.
So, the costumes may have been in a way imitating and disguising oneself from the AOSI. So you wear a costume to hide yourself from the spirits. Divination rituals and games were also a big part of the festival, and often involved nuts and apples. Bobbing for apples, bobbing for these nuts. And in the late 19th century, Sir John Rhys and Sir James Fraser suggested that was the Celtic New Year, and this view has been repeated by some other scholars. In the 9th century, the Western Christian Church shifted the date of All Saints' Day to 1 November, while 2 November later became All Souls' Day. We just covered that. There is going to be a quiz, folks, so stay, keep that right. And I will expect to see the dates on your test November 1st and November 2nd, not this non-American trash. Over time, Samhain and All Saints and Souls merged to create the modern Halloween. What does it say Halloween is? Halloween or Halloween. Also known as All Halloween, All Hallows Eve, or All Saints Eve, is a celebration observed in several countries on October 31st, the eve of the Western Christian feast of All Hallows Day. It begins the 3-day observance of All Hallows Tide, the time of the liturgical ... I'd say that that's wrong. That's wrong. I didn't even learn about this All Hallowtide crap till today when I was on Twitter. And let me tell you, the kids outside dressed up as J-Lo's butt, they don't know shit about it. Their parents told them, like, we get dressed and we go out and get candy. And the kids are like, cool, we got that.
Get candy.
We got that. Cool. Did we do this every year? We will remember that for the rest of our lives. Every year you will spend money on a costume and take me out to get candy and then make me wait.
Carry a plastic pumpkin with a strap on it.
Yeah, we used to carry a pillowcase.
Pillowcase, yeah, that's the best. Black garbage bag.
Yeah, well, that's
33 gallons.
risky because you could catch it on a branch.
You could.
You
could pee in it by mistake when you're peeing in the bushes.
I remember one time, a year later, I gave my kids, on New Year's, I gave them all of their Halloween candy from that year for dinner. Because I would give them one piece at a time. Awesome. It was stashed up on top of the fridge. And I'd give them one piece at a time, or two if they were really being good. And so then New Year's, we were still up late, and they're like, oh, it's New Year's. I'm like, all right, guys, eat it all if you want to. Happy New Year. We're just having candy for dinner.
Tomorrow.
The look on their face, like they didn't trust it at all. They're like, this is totally bullshit. This is a trap. Obviously,
we're going to get grounded.
We are in huge trouble if we even touch the bucket. And I'm like, no, really? And I grabbed their buckets and dumped them out in front of them. Said, no dinner tonight, just candy. Go for it. And they're just like,
that's insane.
Serious? And so they
insane.
Once a year you can do something like that.
Tops of their heads exploded.
They were pretty happy. As soon as they realized I wasn't kidding, it became the most relaxed atmosphere that had ever existed in our kitchen. They were like, suddenly they're sharing. Would you like a piece of chocolate? Oh, no, I have my own. Thank you very much. All right. Since the late 20th century, Celtic neo-pagans and Wiggins have observed Samhain or something based on it as a religious holiday. Neo-pagans in the southern hemisphere often celebrate Samhain at the other end of the year. Oh yeah, so they're saying south of the equator they'll do it on May 1st.
This is where the fun starts.
May 1st.
May 1st.
That's May Day.
Yeah. The maypole, yeah, see, I don't know, that's kind of weird. I'd say that you've probably got some pagan infighting going based on that information. Because I'm sure there's some traditional pagans that are like, it's not Samhain, dummy! It's a Monday. We don't dance around the maypole on Samhain. It's not the Samhain pole. You get these kind of conversations happening at the potluck.
The potluck.
I go to the pagan potluck here in Walla Walla. It's a good time. It's exactly what you would think it'd be. Like, some nice kind of hippy-dippy ladies and then all the dudes that look like they play D&D.
Wearing unicorn masks on and stuff.
Sometimes, or just black trench coats, like maybe with shorts and boots with socks.
That's the best.
And then a few cool characters that bring their guitar or their hurdy-gurdy. You know what a hurdy-gurdy is?
Mm-hmm.
Hurdy-gurdy seems very Halloween. Let's
What's a hurdy-gurdy?
Let me show you. And this will help you if you ever heard that Aerosmith song. This is what he's talking about.
Hurdy-gurdy man? Is that a...
Yeah, that's a Donovan song. It's a
Donovan
terrifying song.
yeah.
That's a very accurate song for today. So here we go. Here's a hurdy-gurdy. It's like a violin inside of a weird instrument where you turn a knob and then push buttons. So inside is a violin.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to have a hurdy-gurdy.
I want to get one of those. Looks like a mandolin almost. That's complex.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna jump ahead.
That thing is awesome.
There we go. Yeah, so there's like the neck of a violin in there. You can see he's got some of the strings down there. He's pushing buttons.
How much are hurdy-gurdies?
They're expensive. $2 or $3 grand.
Serious?
That's how I looked.
I'll look this up.
We could 3D print one.
That's a great idea. 3D print a hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah. And then make it
Counting cat on it.
And make it into bronze. If we built a bronze hurdy-gurdy, I'm guessing we could get a lot of money for it. Yeah.
Hurdy-gurdy, man.
And I got
when was that created?
Let's look up the history of the hurdy-gurdy.
60s or?
Oh, I think it's older than that. You mean 1960s?
Yeah.
It's older than that.
Looks like it's
Let's
an electronic device before
let's
electronics.
digress from here to the history of the hurdy-gurdy. You want to read that one? Go ahead, man.
The hurdy-gurdy is a stringed instrument that produces a sound by hand crank-turned, rosined wheel rubbing against the strings. The wheel functions much like a violin bow, and single notes played on the instrument sound similar to those of a violin. Melodies are played on a keyboard that presses tangents, that is, small wedges typically made of wood, against one or more of the strings to change their pitch. On a keyboard that presses the tangents. I just skipped the line. Anyway, against one or more of the strings to change their pitch. Like most other acoustic stringed instruments, it has a soundboard and hollow cavity to make the vibration in the strings audible. Most hurdy-gurdies have multiple drone strings, which give a constant pitch accompaniment to the melody, resulting in a sound similar to that of bagpipes. For this reason, the hurdy-gurdy is often used interchangeably or along with bagpipes, particularly in Ossetian, Catalan, Cajun French, and contemporary Austrian Cantabrink,
Galician,
and Hungarian folk music. Many music
Those are
festivals.
some far-flung types, right?
Yeah.
Hey, do you got any? We should write those down and put them on a piece of paper and go to Jim McGuinn at Hot Poop and be like, oh, we're looking for, hold on, Ossetian, Catalan, Cajun French, contemporary Asturian, Cantabaric, Galilean, and Hungarian folk music. You know what? The great thing is, if you ever come to Walla Walla, folks, Jim McGuinn would be like, well, hold on, and he'd like walk into his huge record store to some strange dusty area and be like, well, this is all the like Euro folk shit that's probably in here, you know. He's got a deep voice like that too. Yeah. Well, if I don't have it, I can order it.
He's probably got it in there. He just not
probably has
quite
bootlegs.
sure where it is. There's a lot of stuff.
So, did we get far enough to find out how long these things have been around?
No, not
All
yet.
right, here, let me scroll for you. Origins and history. I'm going to click on that subheading. Here we go.
Origins in history. The hurdy-gurdy is generally thought to have originated from fiddles in either Europe or the Middle East. Ergo, the rebab instrument.
What's that mean? I love that you can mouse over and just get the snippet. The rebab is a type of bowed-stringed instrument so named no later than the 8th century and spread via Islamic trading routes over much of North Africa, Middle East, and parts of Europe. And okay, I see it. See, it looks like a little. See, the picture looks like a little tiny.
Looks like a travel guitar.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. So go ahead, Jeff.
Some time before the 11th century A.D. The first recorded reference to fiddles in Europe was in the 9th century by the Persian geographer Ibn Khurradad Behn. I think that was right.
Go for it.
What's that? D911. Is that the date?
Sorry, I had a notification. I thought maybe someone wanted to jump in with us, but that was not the case.
D911. Anyway, describing the lira as a typical instrument with the Byzantine Empire, or within the Byzantine Empire.
So these things are old.
One of the earliest forms of the hurdy-gurdy was known as the organostrum, a large instrument with a guitar-shaped body and a long neck, in which the keys were set, covering one diatonic octave. The organostrum had a single melody string and 2 drone strings, which ran over a common bridge, and a relatively small wheel. Due to its size, the organostrum was played by 2 people.
Oh my God, is there a picture of this thing?
One of whom turned the crank while the other played the keys upward. Pulling keys upward is cumbersome, so only slow tunes can be played on the organostrum.
Dude, we need one of these. We need to print one of these too. I feel like this is part of Picture Show. Like
Oh, there's an organostrum.
Yeah.
The black and white.
Yeah, we need one of these. That's us right there. See?
Hey.
Sean put down his yo-yo and Jim dropped his juggling balls, and they sat down together at the organostrum
conspiracy song
and played the introduction to Picture Show, and then a little Wayne tune followed by some Miley Cyrus. Oh, hey man, why are you giving us trouble? We were in this section.
I'm organosprung on the organostrum.
Organosprung. When I first saw it, I thought it said orgasmstrum.
Orgasmstrung.
We've all done an orgasm strum or two.
I think you need to...
Forgive me, Jesus.
Yeah, do one of those... I forget the word.
Oh yeah, we'd have to go back. I don't remember either.
Anyway, the pitches on the organostrum were set according to the Pythagorean temperament, and the instrument was primarily used in monastic and church settings to accompany choral music. Abbot Ordo of Cluny, died 942, is supposed to have written a short description of the construction of the organostrum entitled Quomodo Organostrum Constructurar.
Yeah, how to build the do-it-yourself organostrum instructions.
Organostrum for Dummies. Known through a much later copy, but its authenticity is very doubtful. Another 10th century treatise. Another 10th century treatise thought to have mentioned an instrument like a hurdy-gurdy is an Arabic musical compendium written by Al Zarkili. Zarkili. Al Zarkili.
Zirki?
Al Zarkili.
Is it two I's at the end there? Doesn't matter.
That's Zirkili, I think.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, sorry.
I think we can make it bigger if you go to view, if you want. Zoom in.
Oh, there, and it showed me how to do it too. Like this. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, that's way better.
Yeah. So let me get you down to where you were. Where we were.
Keep going.
We were looking for reserve. Yeah.
One of the earliest visual depictions of the organostrum is from 12th century Portico da Gloria, Portal of Glory, on the Cathedral of Santiago.
Tracy.
The glory hole, right?
Under the rose.
Santiago de Compostela, Galicia, Spain. It is a carving of two musicians playing the organostrum. That's the
picture up
picture
there.
we were looking at. Later on, the organostrum was made smaller to let a single player both turn the crank and work the keys. The solo organostrum was known from Spain and France, but was largely replaced by the Symphonia, a small box-shaped version of the hurdy-gurdy, with 3 strings and a diatonic keyboard.
Ooh, I wonder if that's like the organ grinders thing.
Well, that's a good call. Symphonia is a much discussed word applied at different times to the bagpipe, the drum, the hurdy-gurdy, and finally a kind of clavichord, the 6th of musical instruments enumerated in the Book of Daniel.
Interesting. It's in the Book of Daniel.
Translated as dulcimer.
Okay, you want me to read a bit here?
Sure.
So, small box shaped version of the hurdy-gurdy with 3 strings and diatonic keyboard is where Jim left off. At about the same time, a new form of key pressed from beneath was developed. These keys were much more practical for faster music and easier to handle. Eventually, they completely replaced the keys pulled up from above. So that would be weird to have like I imagine it like organ stops that you have to play, you know?
Yeah.
Because you have to pull an organ stop out, you know. Medieval depictions of the Symphonia show both types of keys. During the Renaissance, the hurdy-gurdy was a very popular instrument along with the bagpipe, and the characteristic form had a short neck and a boxy body with a curved tail end. It was around this time that buzzing bridges first appeared in illustrations. Buzzing bridges. Anyway. The buzzing bridge, commonly called the dog, is an asymmetrical bridge that rests under a drone string on the soundboard. Well, I kind of want to see what they're talking about.
Looks
here.
like you can pick up a hurdy-gurdy on eBay for about $1,100-$1,200.
Yeah.
Handmade, solid wood, 6 strings, 24 keys, hurdy-gurdy, $1,199.
Nice.
Plus 58 shipping, or best offer.
I'm so tempted to.
About $1,000.
I want a 3D print one. So
Oh, here's one for $65,000.
Is that all?
It's circa anno 1400. Oldest hurdy-gurdy in the world, now on eBay. It's a sensation, it says.
That's crazy.
Germany.
So buzzing bridge.
Pretty.
I'm surprised that there's not an extra entry for this. I want to look here, the buzzing bridge, because this is like a unique musical thing here. Buzzing bridge.
I don't think I'd play it if I bought the oldest hurdy-gurdy. Well, maybe you'd have to play it. Keep it in tune or something. It'd probably wear out.
Oh, we're gonna have to reference it to what we're looking at, because otherwise they're just like your string's too low. Yeah,
Buzzing bridge.
Hurdy-gurdy, because it's talking about it being a weird bridge. So I wanted to see a picture of it. All right. Yeah, okay. This is a good. So for you musician types, or people that are curious like I am, over here to the right we're seeing some tuning pegs and the ability to tune strings that are going straight across the bridge. And then over here we've got, these must be the drone strings or something. This is like a separate bridge over here. Oh, look at these strings that anchor back. See it?
Well, isn't that whole thing a bridge?
No, that's the wheel that turns.
The wheel.
So yeah, well, let's go back to reading, and then we'll go
like the
take
bow.
some.
It's like the rosined wheel.
So where were we? Buzzing bridge. Big face keys. Okay. Yeah, the bridge lifts from the soundboard and vibrates, creating a buzzing sound. The buzzing bridge is thought to have been borrowed from the tromba marina monochord boat instrument.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I want one of those. I want one of every one of these.
I know, wouldn't that be sweet?
Just fill this room up to where
Just
we have to wade
put 'em
through
in the
here.
corner.
Yeah. Oh man, we could take that bass and modify it into a hurdy-gurdy.
That would be nice.
Put a wheel on there. Dude, we could take that bass and make it into a hurdy-gurdy that you pedal like a bike. So you can use both hands to
A
play.
recumbent hurdy-gurdy. There's a violin on there somewhere,
You're just pedaling your bike. Anyway, during the late Renaissance, two characteristic shapes of hurdy-gurdy developed. First was guitar shape and second had a round loop type body status. The loop like bodies, which is made by the 17th changed musical taste to integrated by its polyphonic capabilities, and the hurdy-gurdy could have pushed the instrument lowest social classes. As a result, quiet name like the German bowman, peasant lyre, or the bed lyre, or beggar's lyre. During the 18th century, however, French Rococo taste for rustic diversions brought the hurdy-gurdy back to attention. The upper classes were acquired tremendous popularity among the nobility, with famous composers writing works for the hurdy-gurdy.
Beautiful things.
The most famous of these is Nicholas Chedevel to Pastor Fido, attributed to Vivaldi. At this time, the most common style of hurdy-gurdy developed the six-string viola a roux. This instrument has two melody strings and four drones. The drone strings are tuned so that by turning them on or off, the instrument can be played in multiple keys. Example, C and G and D and G.
This is so important to me.
During this time, the hurdy-gurdy also spread further to Central Europe, where further variations developed in Western Slavic countries, German-speaking areas, and Hungary. See the list of types below, etc. Most types of hurdy-gurdy were essentially extinct by the early 20th century, but a few have survived. The best known are the French vielle à roux, the Hungarian Hungary, Tekorient, and the Spanish zanfona. In Ukraine, a variety called the lira was widely used by blind street musicians, mostly whom were purged by Stalin in the 1930s.
Incredible people.
Persecuted Bandurists. That's messed up.
Incredible people.
Stalin, like, look, blind people playing music, kill them.
Out!
Kill them. Oh, as a side note, Jim, I found an article a long time ago. This guy wrote this whole thing about how all of the great dictators in the world were evil, and that the reason that they were evil was because they were all physically and mentally ill. And he had like all the evidence of Stalin's heart condition and Hitler's bum arm and like their psychology, like, you know, like it was really interesting. Like, these people are literally sick, and it's because of the devil. But he had all their maladies listed. Like, wonder why Stalin went nuts and killed everybody? It's because his brain and his heart were physically ill. Like,
Mental illness, huh?
yeah, it was pretty good. It was a pretty good theory.
Nasty.
So yeah, let's jump back over here and
Let's hear some more hurdy-gurdy music.
let's get a rundown from someone playing one of these. Hurdy-gurdy.
Hurdy-gurdy man, Donovan.
Review. I don't know why I thought that was so funny, but full unbiased review. Let's see, which one?
Is it
Do it
somebody
yourself
building one?
Do it yourself hurdy-gurdy.
It's a hurdy-gurdy kit? That's tiny.
That's only 2 minutes. Let's check that out.
Alright.
Because we might be able to 3D print that bad boy.
I don't
Hello
know.
everybody, today I want to tell you a few words about hurdy-gurdy from U-Gears. Here's an information from their site.
Looks like one of those puzzles.
It is the
If
most
you, yeah, I was gonna say, if
extraordinary
you have a,
model
hold
kit.
on. I know someone who has a laser cutter. I'm not gonna say who. It's Ryan. But they might be able to go get this kit and probably get better sounds out of it than this guy, because maybe they're in the business of building instruments.
Is that made out of wood or?
Yeah,
is it
it's
like,
wood. That's a laser cut.
Looks like poster board almost.
What? No more comments since Singer from Yes? Come on, people. We need some likes and we need some comments in here stat. There's 5 of you. What are you guys just sitting there watching us talk about the hurdy-gurdy? Let's go. Just kidding. Here, let's see this thing again.
which is all in one. Model for self-assembly, toy and fully fledged musical instrument. Just build it together with your own hands and feel like Stradivari or a popular hurdy-gurdy star. Okay, I'll try.
You see the corner of his mouth?
How many Stradivarius do you see during the
One.
video?
We only saw one.
It consists of
Yeah,
292
they're just little
wooden
punch-outs.
parts. It took me 6 hours to assemble, and seriously, I was ready to give up after first 2, because I'm not a fan of modeling. I just wanted a hurdy-gurdy. This kit has a strong smell of burnt wood, and first 3 days, my girlfriend thought something was burning at home. But as for me, this is a pretty good smell.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
Now let's see how it sounds.
It's kind of flimsy though. Are you Stradivari?
You can leave a comment if we know the song. Oh yeah, okay, it's Oh the Joy. But does it gent? You know what that means?
No.
That's the heavy metal. That's the word for heavy metal.
So,
Gent,
is
gent.
it beautiful? Yes.
Does it gent? Does it
Is
gent?
it a real instrument? I don't know.
It makes
You
noise.
could have done a little work to it, bud. All right, let's. You want to see the Carboof or the first cheap hurdy-gurdy or
What was the very top one? Oh, the same,
Same one.
Same one. Is it by the same guy?
no? Should we jump ahead and see if this guy can play it a little better than our fine German friend there? U-Gears hurdy-gurdy.
U-Gears.
I have
Wonder-
a
wonder what else
effective
U-Gears
model here
makes.
from
Yeah, me
the
too.
U-Gears company or Ukrainian Gears, and
Ukrainian
it is,
gears.
it comes with a flat pack
Yeah. We saw that part. Play it.
from.
Would you just play it, please?
Flat.
We watched the other guy. Please play it.
It's best tuned to the high D, and
You're gonna have your
let's
mic
have a
run
listen
right
to
across the
what
top
just
of it. That's
another
great.
string sounds like first of all,
Great.
before
That's
we
really
apply
good production.
the drone.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with these guys. These guys are giving this instrument a bad rap for not doing a better job setting it up. It works. You need to oil that little wheel with more rosin or tune it better or something, people. Come on.
What was that? U-Gears.
Ukrainian Gears, but you want to look at that website?
Well, kind of.
I want
We
to
don't have
get.
to right
I
now.
want to get
Just remembering it.
a better review. I want people to tell. I want to know.
Hello there, this is Ilona Tichon from the Netherlands, and I see a lot of questions about hurdy-gurdies on the internet.
So
on
that's 6
Facebook and
drone
stuff like that.
strings?
This
So
one does.
I thought it might be useful if I do a review about my hurdy-gurdy, about strings, tunings, and stuff like that. And, well, here it is. So this is my hurdy-gurdy. It's built by Bernard Kerbeuf from France,
Wow,
as
that's
you can
pretty
see
insane.
here in the label. It was built in, it was finished in August 2015, has its own number, and it's also engraved right here. So it's real Kerbeuf. I have
It's real
4
Kerbeuf?
sets of strings.
Carboof is the brand name.
Kerbeuf?
I have 4
Oh.
melody strings.
Authentic Carboof.
This is
hurdy-gurdies.
soprano G, alto D, and soprano D. I have silver strings because I really love the sound, warm,
Wow.
and I mostly play
Wonder if she means they're made of
my
silver.
alto strings because I really love the deep.
Do they make silver
of
strings or
those.
are they silver
Um,
coated?
They're probably
I
like
chose
nickel
metal
coated on silver
tangents,
instead. I can't
because
make
they're
strings
really
I
that
don't think
silver's too
silver-
soft.
Well, they
It's a lot
must.
of work though, but it's really
It would
easy.
just break. You can't.
Screwdriver,
It's too
one
soft. You can't make
switch,
gold strings.
then
Well, you
can-
could maybe
then it's
maybe
loose. You can
stretch it,
tune and
you know,
switch
hammer it and
back
stretch it
and-
out.
You can,
I
but I
don't
mean,
know.
it's just gonna break as soon as
So
you
that's
do
that.
that.
That's true. Probably coated,
I have
bladed.
these pickup
It's gonna
thingies.
break or detune as soon as you touch
Pick
it.
up and pick off. It's easier when you're standing behind your instrument than this. So I have these switches here to put on and off the string.
That's cool.
On and off to wheel. See? Very easy, very handy. I have these little thingies
lifts the-
right
lifts
here.
the string
These
up
are
off the
custom
wheel,
made
huh?
by Audren Corbeuf. Because I do a lot of playing while standing, and I play in a rock band, rock/metal band. And when I look down to
What?
my effect box, then
Wait,
sometimes
wait,
I lean
wait.
forward and then the
Time out. She plays her hurdy-gurdy in a rock/metal band.
So they do.
We need to see this. Come on.
So Boujardin says that he watched about an hour of hurdy-gurdy last week.
It doesn't surprise me. Yeah, the offer to jump on tonight or any other night, Bouja, is definitely still wide open. We need to get you on here talking about Russia, Syria, synth pop, hurdy-gurdies, and the philosophy of what do they call that when you study knowledge? There's a word for it. Not etymology. That's the study of words. The study of knowledge is. Oh, come on, man. Help me out here, Jim. There's a word that means you study knowledge.
I don't knowledge it.
Nah.
Don't know.
these tend to touch the strings, which
Want to say something
makes
funny?
a crying sound, which I really do not like. You really don't want that. So I had these made, and it works perfectly. So they always are off, these strings, when
There you
the
go,
strings
that's-
on the wheel. So that's very clever. I have a wooden wheel because I really like the sound of a wooden wheel. I do not like plastic kind wheels. I'm not sure what type of material it is, but I really like the wooden wheels. I like the sound of those.
She
And
might
this is
play
clever
at
as
the
well.
end.
I have
of the
screws
video.
underneath every melody string, which means while being a beginning player, it is hard for me to decide if I should increase or decrease the wheel pressure. And now I only use these screws to affect one string. If I had a screw here and here, it would always affect more strings. If only a little bit, but it always would affect those. So I really love this system. Very simple, very clever. One screw, you pull off the string, of course, loosen it first, but you pull off, put it next to it. Take a screwdriver. I have a beauty case for my hurdy-gurdy. I don't even have one myself, but my hurdy has one.
Epistemology.
It contains screwdrivers, so I just turn it one switch.
We need
back on the
Bouja
screw,
Hadin
wherever I
one
need.
day to
Put it
come
in
and
plastic
give
case
us
so it
his
doesn't touch the string, and put back the
epistemological
string, and that's it. And then I can play
evidences.
again. Very clever, very nice, very quick. So those are my melody strings.
Yes,
yes,
very good. Maybe Nick and Rapana too. Ha
Then I have drones down here. Originally, I only
got a
had
link
3
too.
drones.
So
which
try
are here.
this.
I have a G with
YouTube.
condenser right here too.
Oh, he's got.
IPKK.
We've got a reference to.
Yeah, I'll have to go to the chat here.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh no, that's okay, I guess.
Uh-oh.
I just took us away from our stream, but that's okay.
We're still streaming, though.
Some interesting clips.
The reason why this
Oh,
is
cool.
milkshake
Thank you, Bouja.
is
Shout out to
It
Bouja.
doesn't really have much to do with acoustics. What it has to do with supply and demand, because in the 16 and 1700s, these instruments got so popular that builders couldn't keep up with the demand. But
And it's gonna
they
be
got
that
these
way
loops.
again, folks.
The bodies
That's pretty
were
ornate.
not. So to keep up demand, they got a body of lute, slapped on the key chest, and voila, this became the preferred shape.
It's a lute.
Yeah.
And we added more strings because this has more.
Yeah, that's what I was
strings
thinking. We
and
could get
controls
old.
and
We can
everything.
start
So it
making
really
these
doesn't
by
have much
getting
to do with
old
acoustics as much as it does
violins and
with
other
trying to
things and
keep up
just
with
modify them
how
so
very
that,
good
so that we could, we're
producers
printing
in
the
16,
wheel, or
1700s.
we're having the wheel
Unquestionably,
manufactured.
the 16 and
We could
1700s
print all the
was
parts that we need
big.
to modify a lute into a hurdy-gurdy.
I think what I first want to start to do is just start with maybe one string.
Right. What you don't
Yeah.
want to do though, ever, okay, is touch the surface of the wheel. No matter how clean your hands might be, they will interfere with the wheel's ability to grip.
Did he
the
just touch
string.
it?
Yeah, and then this is rosin, just like a bow.
Right. Let me show you how we do this.
It looked
with
like it, didn't it?
with the
Don't
left
ever
hand.
touch the
Don't
wheel.
ever
You
touch
reached
the
right
wheel.
in there and touched
See
it.
where I'm going.
Yeah.
Because I cannot see these keys. If you look at the back here,
Oh, so that's
See
why
the
they go
ends of the
through.
pegs.
You can see which ones that
so
you're
you can see which ones you're
Oh, I
hitting.
see.
You
Okay.
just kind of look at which ones you want to play. Don't tell anyone else that when you're playing.
Yeah.
They'll think you're this wonderfully
You need all
intuitive
this,
musician.
yeah, you need all this more skill. How hard are you pressing down on these? Because I've noticed this isn't These are just a piece of wood.
Yeah.
There's no spring or anything.
No.
Gravity is just bringing it back down.
Right. Mother Nature's doing it.
Normally when I see a system where you're dividing a string up and stopping it from vibrating, it's always on a fret or a slide or something. And this is just wood going against it. I'm surprised that it works as well.
It really does. And the tolerances are very exact. And you'll notice they're closer together the higher you go, just like the frets on a guitar.
like a guitar.
I know that, Mother. What is that? That sounds good.
This is a much better video. Thanks again, Booja.
Sounds good.
Another thing that's interesting is, rather than a guitar string where you're directly on it or a keyboard, you need to give it time to fall.
Absolutely. There's a little bit of lag time. That C sharp's one of my favorites for the drum.
I didn't mean to do that. Let's see if I add another this middle string here. This is just hollow in here, and is that how we amplify it?
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's the whole body there. This is the soundboard right here.
Yeah.
And so this is all hollow in here. I'll jump in.
Getting some hurdy-gurdy go together here. Okay, I can see how this goes together with the bagpipe. Definitely. I want to build one now. Let's build a hurdy-gurdy. Just waiting for Jim here. Jump in with these guys.
And I'll play My Country 'Tis of Thee on it.
Yeah. Oh.
All the strings on. Okay.
My Country 'Tis of Thee.
Hopefully this charger works.
I think when this is over, we're going to have to take a short break. We'll come back with the evil part of Halloween.
Evil?
Yeah, well, I brought a...
well done.
Well, it
shows a lot of control, too, in the right hand that you're able to...
It's the hardest thing with it.
Yeah.
You brought
it sound, when you were doing it earlier when we were setting up, and I thought that part of it was broken.
We're going to churn some butter.
No, now on a
churn some
medieval
butter.
version, we don't have them.
Just kidding, folks.
So, but
There'll
with
be
Renaissance
no...
period instruments we do.
Neither
It's
real
called
nor
dawn.
implied
The
baby desecration
This is
on
like the
this
dawn.
show.
Gross.
This
Nope.
into this house.
It's not working.
I would like to know, I'm sure
Oh,
watching
sure.
like to know.
Terrible
How much do
charging.
these retail for? Like, if you wanted to buy one of those or one of these, how much do these go for?
Yeah, it depends on the model. For example, a medieval hurdy-gurdy is the least expensive, and they're about like maybe $1,000, $1,200, and then you go up to like $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah,
but
that would be what that one would be around $4,000 or $5,000.
Well, it depends
Kind of
on
pretty
what you
cheap
want
for a
on it.
medieval
example, how many strings,
musical
how
instrument.
much artwork.
I think they're expensive because
you go
they're
to
not
George
popular
Shepard's
enough to mass
website,
produce,
which is
and it's
all
almost
to
like a piano. There's a ton of
ALT
moving
art,
parts and stuff. You know, there's a
ALT.com.
lot
Or just
of...
Google
So they're only like
George
1,200
Shepard hurdies.
bucks
You'll get to
Yeah.
the website.
For a
And
medieval
they'll show you
instrument.
the basic prices and everything in the package.
Oh, I think they're talking about built new.
No, he was saying for
Midwest.
He's saying the style.
Style.
Yeah.
Hurdy-gurdy, I will order from George
Yeah.
and make sure that you get the right price.
Cool. Let's take this one back.
I have to get another charger. It's not working.
Yeah, folks, we're gonna take a break here pretty quick. Let's just go ahead and we'll just give everybody a heads up that we're gonna go to the
2 minutes of hurdy-gurdy music
we're
and
gonna go to the intermission memes. And I think-
intermission memes.
And the tradition is to throw on some RX only Panacea, so let's still do that. Panacea 7, there we are. And Jem and I both have some food. Jim's looking for a charger. I brought some toilet paper. I'm going to try it out.
Blowing your nose.
Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly, blowing my nose. Let's just go ahead and play all. We'll start out with the old song called Golly.
That symbol
We're
looks
gonna
like
fade that in there.
evil Mickey Mouse.
There we go. Yeah, it does kind of look like evil Mickey Mouse, doesn't it?
Let's do.
Hey, come on.
Calling all fans, calling all fans. Where your mama? Calling you home.
Memes on?
Should be. They should pop. Uh-oh. There they are. What happened, guys? Come on in. Oh no, that's the introduction. The intermission memes are not there. That's alright. We'll just go back to the intro memes. I don't know what's going on. Oh wait, is there more than one?
There it is.
Is that them?
That one.
Yeah.
We're back.
Hi everybody. Had something to eat. Toilet paper works great. I was just using it to make little snowmen for Christmas.
That's a great idea. Get a jump start on it.
Yeah. I mean, finally.
You know?
Do something in advance of when it's due. But yeah, we're thinking to do something kind of scary and talk about Sandy Hook.
Saint D Hooks.
Saint D Hook.
We don't want the robots
Saint D Hook
to pick us out.
Oh, let me tell the story of my hat first.
Oh, that's a good idea.
People think this is a fedora. This is not. This type of hat is called a Philby. Pretty sure it's called a Philby. This hat was property of a pretty awesome guy I met. He was a professional jeweler. He was an ex-Vietnam soldier who was a Catholic man and had decided that because of all the people he murdered in Vietnam for the government, that he would become a vegetarian. He saw that as his sacrifice. And he also had done some prison time for helping a guy build a marijuana grower that was so large it needed a pond. Like, he knew what he was doing, and then later they got busted and they came and got him. Like, and so he was like a caricature, man. Like he was a jack of all trades, right? And so when we were helping sort out and throw away his stuff that he had in storage, this hat. Well, the hat was from someone else. The hat was actually from a guy that I pray for sometimes because I hope he's okay. His name was Rick James. And Rick James, after we parted company, I think he unfortunately got sucked back into the North Sacramento drug scene. I really hope not, but when I tried to stay in touch with him, you could just kind of tell that he was fading back to those old roots. You know, he was a really good guy. So Rick James gave me the hat. And I got this.
Ooh, what is it?
What do you call this thing?
A medallion?
Yeah, there's a different name for it. But this came off of that guy's actual hat from Vietnam.
Presidential seal?
Yeah, and the place I was at the time, we weren't supposed to have anything. Like we were volunteering to help this guy, and so I hid this inside my boots. And smuggled it out, and then added it to this hat. So this hat has sentimental value.
I carried this uncomfortable hunk of metal.
Yeah, exactly. I smuggled this in my boot, and now, son, I give it to you. I'd say the guy's name, but he's still alive, and I don't want to drop bombs on him. But he's a really awesome guy. Anyway, that's the story of the hat, and
interesting.
Let's take a peek
story
at some crazy Sandy Hookage here. We're gonna do a transition again.
I stumbled across this video the other day about...
you gotta get up on the mic a little more.
Oh, I stumbled across this video the other day about Sandy Hook and the homes in the Newtown, Sandy Hook area. All were mysteriously recorded at the assessor's office as being sold, and they were recorded on 12/25/09. Which is Christmas Day, and I don't think there's a lot of city offices that are open on Christmas Day to record sales, and most of the houses in the town were listed as sold for $0.
Oh, really? So that's this one. You want to look at this one?
Yeah.
Sandy Hook, whole city got free houses. So there's a lot of suspicious events surrounding the Sandy Hook.
And if they already live there, their home was paid off.
Let's pause that and let's scroll this back down to regular. Well, no wonder they're happy. They all got free houses. So let's play this at a normal speed and let's go ahead and start from the beginning. All right, let's just let this
find out that in Sandy Hook, Connecticut, that on the date of 12/25/2009. That almost every home in Sandy Hook, Connecticut was paid off. Many people were given homes.
I'm going to roll that back so you guys can all hear it. Here we go.
Would you be surprised to find out that in Sandy Hook, Connecticut, that on the date of 12/25/2009, that almost every home in Sandy Hook, Connecticut was paid off. Many people were given homes, and if they already lived there, their home was paid off. Think I'm fooling? I'm going to prove it to you. If you look at the assessor's online database for Sandy Hook, Connecticut, and look at any road that you might want to pick in this area, such as starting down here near the school, where the school is at, where it's Eugene Rosen lived. You know, you remember the guy doing all the crying and everything on there about the kids came to his house and all this kind of stuff. His house, in fact, was paid off. And I'll show that to you here in just a moment. But just as a reminder as to who he is, Gene Rosen, it's actually Eugene Rosen. These are some photos, might ring some bells with you, right? Remember some of these, right? Okay, now let's take a look at his assessor's report on his house. We're at the assessor's online database for Newton, Connecticut, which is where Sandy Hook is located at. Here is Gene Rosen's house, okay? 22 Riverside Road, wife named Marilyn, okay? Now let's move on down. This is says appraised value is $205,000. Says ownership history on 12/25/2009. Sales price 0. Okay. Now this ain't a fluke. This is actually almost every house in the entire city. Okay. I'm going to show you a bunch more examples here.
Yeah.
But you got to understand one more thing. 12/25. That's Christmas Day. The title companies, the attorneys, the recorders off.
All right, real quick. Let's do it. 12/25/2009. So 12 plus 25 would be 37, right? Right?
10, right? Oh, 12 plus 25
is 37.
I was adding it all up.
37, and then 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 9 is 11. 37 plus
22.
11. Is it 22?
Well, no, 37 is a 10 if you break it down.
Well, no, you want to add everything. 37 plus 11, so that's 8. So that's 48.
That's 22.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12.
So it equals 3. Well, let's read a temporary number of vibration real quick. I'm curious. I'm a curious boy. 48/3.
Numerologies.
Keep the numerology rolling. $48.3 is a temporary number of vibration. Success abandoned. Travel. You have reason to celebrate. Many of your goals have been reached, and the rewards are forthcoming. You feel generous and loving. You want to share the good things with those around you. Horizons broaden, and as they do, new relationships form. Perhaps a new love is among them. Travel may be a part of the picture, lending even more excitement to an already festive time. Be aware that what seems most important now may turn out to be unimportant in the future. Know, too, that dissipation of energy can result in unstable conditions. If you find the goals you have attained bring little satisfaction, you should seek to operate from a higher level. Use your material gains to alleviate the sufferings of others. Some experience during this cycle may be the catalyst that turns your materialistic mind towards the spiritual and humanitarian realm. That's kind of strange that that's the reading for that day, huh?
For getting free houses. Yeah, interesting.
Anyways, let's keep rolling here.
Where you would have to do this because a house is not yours until it is recorded. This was recorded on Christmas Day. These are the only transactions that went down on Christmas Day in the entire United States. The whole town of Sandy Hook was bought off on Christmas Day 2009. And let me show you some more. Now let me explain to you, I have checked all of the roads that lead and come around and through this area, okay? Not only this area, okay? It's much bigger than this. We're talking billions of dollars in real estate, okay? Literally billions. You can come, pretty much every house that will be in this area that you see right here, or even bigger, has been bought off. All their homes were paid off, 12/25/2009. You think I'm kidding? I mean, you can pick any road here, and you go through, not every single house. There were some houses that still had a mortgage, and some houses, and some places, I mean, even let me just show you some of this. This is just crazy, okay? Let's look at some more down Riverside, okay? Okay, here we are looking at Riverside again. This is actually a vacant lot that's on Riverside. Even it was transacted to this James Short on 12/25/2009 for $0. Here's 72 Riverside Road. Robert and Susan Newt, N-U-T-E, right? $200,000 value on the property. Sale date 12/25/2009, $0. Now this isn't a glitch in the system, folks.
70.
I've already went through, and I know that there are plenty of the properties in the surrounding areas that show the sale amount. It shows the history. It'll have a list of owners in the past. Okay, you might even see some of those here as I'm going through this. And here you go, the state of Connecticut getting in on the action. This is 112 Riverside Road. Okay, it's a piece of land. Okay, was transferred to them on 12/25/2009, Christmas Day, when everything is closed. Billions of dollars of real estate changed hands and was paid off in Sandy Hook, Connecticut. Next one, 85 Riverside Road, Paris, Eric and Christina Paradis or something like that. $250,000 appraised value. Okay, here's a good example for you. Okay, look at this. Was owned by James and Lauren Ballou or whoever. Okay, it was purchased on 4/28/2004 for $331,000, which is way above the appraised value here. Okay, then Eric and Christina bought it on 2/2/2006 for $380,000, and then whammo, on 12/25 Christmas Day, they got a big Christmas present, and their mortgage was paid off. 219 Riverside Road. You see the name there. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Valued at $125,000. They purchased it on 6/15/2006. On 12/25/2009, they got a big Christmas present paid off.
That's the name of.
Here's a piece of bare land at 50 Riverside Road. Mark and Noreen.
I wonder if these are fake names. Newt.
It seems like, yeah. Paradis.
Paradis, like paradise?
Yeah. Saavedra, Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra that's who wrote Don Quixote.
Tipping at windmills.
And people usually just call him, yeah, exactly. That's what made me think. People usually just call him Cervantes, but his name is Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra, because they say it over and over again at the beginning of the book. So, you think this is a payoff? Like, hey, we're gonna do some funky shit surrounding this whole catastrophe, and
sure seems like that could be kind of a case.
Makes you wonder what's up with the people that didn't get theirs paid off.
Well, they weren't in on the deal. They didn't make the
but
sacrifice.
So then do you leave town or what? When you realize all of your neighbors have...
I don't think they would. They wouldn't know.
That's true.
If you were in a secret club, and everybody in the club got free house for keeping secrets.
Now, I didn't watch this whole thing, but it looks like he just keeps going, showing that a lot of them. Does he get to? Does he speculate at the end?
You want to watch? Kind of click forward maybe to the last 3/4 of it.
Like here. Let's back up a little bit. Let's just see where we're at here, folks. Let's continue to speculate and look at the strangeness of it. everyone's houses being changed in the books to 0 on Christmas Day 2009.
Even the residents. They were all bought off, paid off. Bunch of damn criminals. I can't believe it. Now, I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to point you in a couple of directions. The information it gave me the lead on looking into further into the ownership of the homes in that area came from a video maker called I Am Reality Man. Okay, he caught on to the fact that Eugene Rosin got his house for free and looked into Riverside just like we did. What he didn't do was go ahead and look, and this isn't a criticism of him, but he didn't go ahead and look into all the other homes and all the other streets around Sandy Hook like I have. And well, I want to give him credit because he led me to look into all the homes in his video that he did a 2-minute 16 or 18 second video. Also, I want to point you to something else as well. There is a man, and some of you have run across some of this information already, I'm sure, but there's a man called Wolfgang Haubig. He's out of Florida, and he is a school safety expert. He used to be a state trooper in Florida. He was a a school principal. I'm not sure if it was high school. And he now travels the country, and he trains administrators and for schools how to make the schools safe, right? Well, he has come out, and I want to send y'all guys his way to make sure that you go see his stuff. He looks at this from a police standpoint, from his training and the training that he does for people, and sees all the inconsistencies that are going on in Sandy Hook. And I have a big feeling that he's watched quite a few of my videos because he talks about a few things that I actually brought out on YouTube. But I want to point you to go check him out. He is wanting to sue. He's going to hire attorneys, and he is wanting to sue, well, multiple people. The city of Newton. He's wanting to sue the school district. He's going to sue the NFL. And the reason why he's going to sue the NFL is because he wants to know who those kids were singing at the Super Bowl. But go look him up, track him down, figure out a way to support this man because he wants to hire a team of lawyers.
So when I watched this video, I spotted one of the streets, and it was a name that I recognized. It was Yogananda Street.
Yeah, yeah.
So I typed in Yogananda Street, and I was pretty surprised at what came up, because it was the street that the actual killer was on Yogananda Street. And, well, the house that the killer lived in was on Yogananda Street. And Yogananda is...
That's that kid, right? His name's... Is it a kid that did this?
Type in Yogananda Street.
Right,
See what pops up.
Let's keep going here, folks. Yoga...
And I know that there's like a...
Yogalanda Street?
Not Yogalanda.
Inside joke.
Newtown, Connecticut, that's it. Killer's address.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I shouldn't have clicked the map. Hold on, let's go back, folks. We don't need to jump into Google Maps. Yogananda Street, a killer's address.
Yeah, you can just click that one to see.
News Times. Alright.
There's the house.
Yeah, Lanza. The street where a killer lived. Lanza's neighborhood can't forget Sandy Hook shootings, but don't want them to define the area. Like they can fail to define the area, right?
Yeah, the house is now for sale.
So there's the house.
So that prompted me to look up cults, because there's like Yogananda cult. Well, I think it's like...
We can get up on that mic a little bit more, man.
There's a...
Yeah, there we go.
There's such a thing as Yogananda cult, so I typed in...
Well, our friend, I mean, he interviewed me, and he knows who you are. Jesse Waugh, the reasonably well-known artist, a terrific painter, Jesse Waugh. Check him out. he actually was raised in a Yogananda cult. He told me that. And he said that it was actually a pretty good thing, that it wasn't like, you know, I mean, obviously, cults in general are viewed as bad, but there's definitely a gradient of what degree of cult you're involved with. And he said that his parents were pretty healthy and happy and well-adjusted. And if we're honest, most hardcore Christian or otherwise religions are all cult-ish anyway, you know. So anyway, you want to type in Yogananda cult?
No, I just maybe type in Sandy Hook cult or
Sandy
Newtown,
Hook
Connecticut.
Cult. Let's see. Oops, I think I made a typo there. Let's see.
Anyway, when I did it, I got a.
Oh yeah.
This thing popped up, and I forwarded it to Sean, and then we looked at it a couple days later, and they had taken it, the whole article off of
yeah, we
the
actually
internet.
printed this article out because we were concerned that maybe. What I did is I went and jumped onto the Wayback Machine, so we could try and get it up on the screen with the Wayback Machine and then read it.
You want to type in that and see if it shows up?
So the original article was Sandy Hook Revisited, a Satanic Town? ? So let's see. Let me try.
Oh, I just typed in Sandy Hook cult before.
Sandy Hook. Well, let's see if this will pop up. Because somebody might have mirrored it. So maybe there's still a regular article. So that's the title of the article. And here we have it. And you click on it and it says, WordPress says, DeuceNexusWordPress.com is no longer available. This blog has been archived or suspended in accordance with our terms of service. For more information and to contact us, please, blah, blah, blah. So,
yeah, and it was there a couple days ago when I was looking at it.
So the blog actually got pulled down between when you first found it and yesterday, or the day before yesterday.
When I was doing this research, I found it and it was there, and then.
So for those of you that don't know,
Monday it disappeared.
Easy thing you can always do is copy that link, and then go archive, and jump into the Internet Archive. Search archive.org and paste the link. Let's see what we get. So here we're looking for an archive of deucenexus.wordpress.org. And we need to change this to search active websites because we've typed in a web address. Now when we did this last week, we found some results. And so here on March 11th, we found an archived version of the article that's since been lost.
What's that? 311. What's 3 times 11? 33.
Yeah. Now that's interesting photograph of Homeboy in the background here. What's the other girl do? Blow bubbles, it looks like? They're putting on lipstick.
Strange.
But that old man, I mean, what a photograph. He just
He's doing the devil horns there.
Links between Sandy Hook and the occult. So now you can start to understand why Jim and I would be fascinated with this. It says it's reposted from Fritz Springmeier's Pentrax blog, which is also gone if you click on it. And Fritz Springmeier is famous for writing 13 occult bloodlines of the Illuminati.
Illuminati bloodlines?
Yeah, that's his claim to fame. If you're a conspiracy guy or gal, you'll see Fritz popping up quite a bit. I don't know if he's still alive. I know that there was time in the past when I probably listened to at least some interviews with him, but it's been a long time. So let's read this. 1991. So let's see. Does it give a by David Nova? Is that what that says, Jim? Here, I'm gonna blow this up a little like we did before. What did we do that?
David Nova, published June 22nd, 2014.
All right. And so in 1991, I began warning that churches, schools, and malls would be have shooters attack them. Not the greatest grammar so far. I gathered this from working with the people escaping the Illuminati who talked about their plans. I placed this warning on a page in my Be Wise as Serpents book of 1991. Ooh, that makes me curious to search for that.
Be wise as serpents.
Yeah, because that's what Jesus says. Jesus says, "Be wise as serpents, as gentle as doves." Is the. I noticed Bill Cooper also warned of the same thing. Bill Cooper is like one of the most famous and old school conspiracy guys. His show was called The Hour of Time. If you're curious to look up, I learned lots of stuff from Bill Cooper. And Bill Cooper actually accurately predicted 9/11 before it happened. And Alex Jones did the same thing because he copied Bill Cooper, and then Bill Cooper called Alex Jones out as copying him and being a government agent.
Huh.
So we're talking like.
Isn't there an astronaut 90s called Bill Cooper too?
I don't think so. It might be somebody else. Cooper.
I thought there was a Bill Cooper astronaut. Anyway.
But yeah, there are many suspicious things about the entire Sandy Hook area. To the southeast is the headquarters of the Church of Satanic Liberation, led by Paul D. Valentine, and Sandy Hook was the eastern headquarters of the Church of Satan, led by LaVey. Now that's pretty crazy, folks.
There's a hub of satanic churches in
we need to verify that. Let's just see what the Church of Satanic Liberation is. We're gonna have to do some to the Googles. Everybody mount up and to the Googles. Church of Satanic Liberation, is that what it says?
That's what it says.
Okay, so let's use this link here so we don't lose ours. Church of Satanic Liberation. Worldwide Church of Satanic Liberation shows. Oh, interesting. So this is audio.
The music, huh?
Satannet.com.
Letters to the devil.
LaVeyan Satanism. Okay, so Anton LaVey is he's straight out like an Israeli Zionist agent who wrote the Satanic Bible, and that's not me speculating. Like it's like on the back flap of his either the Satanic Bible or one of his other books. Like, oh well, I work with the Mossad and we're doing this whole Church of Satan thing. Not suspicious at all.
That's
pretty crazy, right? I remember reading that. My ex had the Satanic Bible and some other books by LaVey. So while we were hanging out, I just sat on our couch and read them all. Like the other stuff was going on, over the course of a few days. I just read it all. And it's pretty much, for those of you who've never looked into what modern devil worship is, they claim to be atheists, and they claim that really what they're doing is worshiping themselves. So we call it the will to power, or do as thou wilt. It's really complete narcissistic self-worship, that there is no God, there is no devil, there's just me, and so there's really no reason I shouldn't do whatever I need to do to get whatever I want for myself.
Crowleyanity.
Yeah, and it's just an offshoot, LaVey obviously is just continuing the work that Crowley started, so let's click on this one, satannet.com. Satan's Net. Let's jump into it. Letters to the Devil. So, looking for forums. Boy, I don't. Future Pig.
Future Pig. Do you want to just check and see if there's a?
Let's go back and add Sandy Hook to the results.
Yeah.
Church of Satanic Liberation.
Either Sandy Hook or Newtown.
Yeah, let's put Newtown. Newtown. Satanism in Newtown, the Ness.
Church of Satan, Wikipedia.
I say it's missing. See, we want it. Oh no, we want it to include this, folks. Must include Newtown. Yes, please. No. All right, did it work? Okay, put Newtown. So there's the site that we were on.
The one that disappeared.
Church of Satan Sandy Hook Recruiting Center, CSNBBS.
Well, there it is. P.O. Box 3184, Newtown.
Let's see if this is thousands. So okay, so what is this? This looks like some kind of a sports.
CSN BBS. Thousands of fans, hundreds of teams, just one place.
So we're on a random like sports message board here, and this guy is saying, "What is the Church of Satan, and how did I get involved? When is this post? Joined in 2012." Usually the post. It's down here. Usually it tells you inside the right arrow. So this is from a few days ago in 2013. What is the Church of Satan? How did I get involved? If you would like to receive an official information package on our Church of Satan outpost in Connecticut, aka Church of Tiamat, or if you have questions, write to Curtis M. LeBlanc, Newton, Connecticut. So I mean, this is from before the other article, right? The other article's from 2014. So this is prior.
Yeah, in the images it says, note the two youngest children are also doing the Baphomet hand sign. Sacrificing your firstborn is an honor, it says. Pretty sick, huh?
Sacrificed teacher Victoria Soto. You probably usually have to log in to be able to see these images. I'm curious to
try one.
See what this. It won't open it, but we could try and pop these up and see what happens.
The AKA, also known as the Church of Tiamat. I looked that up, and there's a heavy metal band called the Church of Tiamat.
Yeah, Tiamat is another name for like Set, right? I mean.
I think so. It's also one of the planets, like from Sumeria, at least in what's that guy's books about ancient aliens. I forgot his name. You know what I'm talking about?
Graham Hancock?
No, they're older books that kind of started the ancient aliens thing about in the 60s.
See, not the guy Horsley's critical of.
No, he did like
not Strieber.
The Nibiru stuff and 12th Planet.
Yeah, so it's older than Graham Hancock. I just can't think of his name either. I know who you're talking about.
Anyway, Tiamat was one of the planets that smashed into Earth a long time ago in his.
Let's just look him up real quick. Tiamat. And let's go. Oh, it's a goddess. Okay. The religion of ancient Babylon, Tiamat, is primordial goddess of the salt sea, mating with Abzu, the god of fresh water, to produce younger gods. She is a symbol of the chaos of primordial creation. Okay.
Chaos.
So she's like the counterpart to Kek, whatever Kek's counterpart was.
Huh, interesting.
Remember, because Kek is male and female, and Kek's the god of chaos, but he has they always have a female counterpart, man. That's just the way it goes.
It's like a frog and a snake.
So.
And see, there's Kek there.
I'm just playing the devil's advocate here, but theoretically, what if the Coven in Newton was approached to participate? Okay, so maybe this above here is all a quote, huh? And this guy's speculating. What if the Coven in Newton was approached to participate in something big that would ensure that they and theirs would hold an honored place not only in the world but in hell? If the Illuminati New World Order want to get our guns, it might only require a dramatic event to trigger a response from the general public, but a large and highly priced sacrifice to trigger the desired response from the powers that be. What is black magic? Getting demons and devils to trigger events for you from behind the scenes in exchange for your soul or for the souls of the sacrificed. The spin room has officially jumped the shark. This guy's like, get out of here. I expect many TAMU fans have long suspected the connection. So TAMU is probably a team that's, that's really weird how similar it is, huh? A team that's nearby where they are, though.
Well, there's the I love you.
Yeah.
Sign language, which is close to the devil horns.
Yeah, so here's someone just posting about Wicca. See what you did there. I was about to ask a similar question. I need a dime of what he's smoking. Pen tracks. This was the.
The book that.
Yeah, it's gone. This was Okay, so the page is still here. So here's Fritz Springmeyer.
Interesting.
So just his post speculating on this is gone. Maybe he realized that it was going to infringe upon his website and he had to like lose a small battle here. Like, let's just pull that
Well,
down.
maybe it got taken down by some powers that be somehow.
Yeah, and then you don't go put it back up. 'Cause you're
And the
smart.
same thing
So
as the
what
San
happens?
Diego
Did we try
Revisited
this last
page.
time? I'm sorry. Let's copy that and go archive again. Can we find Fritz's old work? Is his article still up here? If
Good idea. I don't think we
if
tried
go
it.
to the archive. Here we are looking for Sandy Hook Devil Worship on All Hallows Eve. Samhain. Samhain. Okay, so we're getting something here. It's
2013, 2014.
let's go down. There we go. July 7.
That's 7/7.
Let's see what we get. Come on, baby.
7/7. Another.
7/7. Hello? Can we see it? Did it say it was 13? Let's go. I don't see it. Alright, let's go back. You have to go back. Okay, so let's just go all the way back. So here's 2013, February 2013. So that's 2/13/2/13.
2/13, 2013.
Right.
Huh. Yeah.
So that's 4/13s is what they're telling us. All right, interesting. Here it is. So let's go ahead and read this one too. Links between Sandy Hook and the occult. Posted by Fritz himself, February 2nd, 2013. 1991. I began warning that churches, schools, and malls would be. Oh, this is the same. This is the same. See, there's a typo there that's identical. So the other author isn't necessarily even. He's just condensing all these things into one place. Blah, blah, blah. Santa Fe, southwest of Sandy Hook, where businessmen work. Let's see, where were we? Right, okay. So we were Church of Liberation, Paul Valentine. Sandy Hook was the eastern headquarters. That's how far we were, right? To the southwest of Sandy Hook is an area where businessmen who work in New York City and belong to satanic covens have their second houses. In back of the Sandy Hook School is woods, and further on is a Masonic hall. Interestingly, over 10 of the properties on Yogananda Street, where Nancy reportedly lived with Adam Lanza, and one or more of the victims reportedly lived, they were sold on Christmas Day 2009. As mortgage and title companies are not usually open for business on Christmas, what is this mass exchange of titles on Christmas Day 2009 all about? Is this a government operation working along with the satanic covens which work with the certain agencies of the government which carry out trauma-based mind control? Is this whole tragedy something that has been planned and orchestrated for years to convince people to pass laws disarming the American people? Below are some links for more info. So,
Interesting property records, Yogananda Street, Sandy Hook Truth, WordPress.
oh boy, I just had to, now it's starting to look like my computer at home. Can't close that tab, can't close that tab, can't close that tab.
Lots of important research here.
Sandy Hook, yep. Big surprise, folks. It's not here either. So we continue the game. Say, okay, well, what about on the archive? Can you find it on the archive? paid for
This
it.
is pretty fun doing this archive research.
This is what they call down the rabbit hole. Internet Archive. How far back can you dive in the Internet Archive? Whoa. What happened? What is that? Oh, I accidentally opened the hotkeys for something. No. We want to do this. Thank you. Search archived websites for Sandy Hook Truth, please, and show me the money. And the answer is...
Oh, you're gonna have to scroll.
The answer looks like it's about to be no. Oh, alright, cool. So let's go back to the oldest one. Go here. That'd be this one. 114.
What is the biggest, the highest bar on that graph mean?
Well, that's probably
The most it was archived?
yeah.
Most
So
of it
that's
searched?
probably this one. Want to click that one instead?
Is there a November 11? No,
Nope.
19. I guess 21 will do. Hey,
29 equals 11.
okay, yeah, let's do that. $11.11.
So, interesting property records, Yogananda Street. I've been looking at the property records on Yogananda Street where Nancy Lanza reportedly lived with Adam. 36 Yogananda to be exact. That equals 9, ladies and gentlemen. I noticed some very interesting things while going through these records. First, Peter Lanza not only owned 36 Yogananda, he also owned 13 Yogananda. There's no record for 13 in the Newton property record, so I'm unable to see the sale dates of that property, but the address shows up in People Finder. Also, several houses on that street have all sold on Christmas Day. This is the case for 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 30, 31, 34, and 35, and more. The properties can be viewed here. Just type in Yogananda Street, etc. So this is what we were just looking at in the video. Doesn't make any sense that they all sold on Christmas Day, it says. Looked at some different property. The 2/8/11 date of the Lanza residence is a quit claim. Okay. The most interesting thing that I found is that John Trentacosta owned the property adjacent to the Lanzas, 34 Yogananda. John Trentacosta is the CEO of Newtown Savings Bank and also on the Federal Reserve Advisory Council. Heavily involved in the fundraising.
For Sandy Hook.
Yeah, says he was, I'm just scrolling here, folks. I don't know if I want to. Saving Bank, United Way, Planning, Forming Independent Advisory. You're just talking about, hey, well, if something bad happened, we better raise some money. Can't disclose how much has been raised so far. This was done as a
There's a tremendous amount of
reaction.
A lot of individuals can't go back to work after that, he said.
So interesting. So let's go back to Fritz's. Wait, this is Deuce Nexus.
There you go.
Iroquois gas line through Newton. Clues Forum. Emil Parker photoshopped into the picture.
Oh yeah. I think that's a little girl that.
Is that the girl with on her cell phone that's so famous? Like she's become an endless meme.
And she's not actually dead, maybe.
Well, let's just apparently there's at least some desire to pull this stuff down. Obviously, they're not trying too hard to pull it down because it would not be found so easily.
Well, who? A lot of people really don't do the extra digging. That's what.
It might be just that.
That's what we're here for.
It's
only picture show.
There we go. Hey. Source for the following image is the video. Took a screen grab. Someone can find the actual image, I'm sure. Expose a lot more detail. But this is, yeah, she's plainly photoshopped in there. That doesn't look right at all. Look how
Which one is Photoshop?
on the far right. Take a look at her hair. Look at the line around her hair. And I don't know. I could be wrong. Let's see here. Emily, pronounced I'm a lie.
I'm a lie. Ha.
Is again off to the right side, same strange way as the first one. She looks out of place and pasted into the scenery. Yeah, that's what I was saying. This, see how clean the line is on his arm?
They're all touching each other, but she's not.
But she's behind him, and then see how clean the line is on her hair, because you use a clipping path. You have to go set a clipping path.
Yeah, that is pretty clean.
And they should have set it to soft instead of hard. You can see here, I mean, she's right against him, and that line is not nearly as clean as this line.
Well, just her sister right next to her. That
Yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying, you know, as far as someone that's overlapping someone else, why, I mean, if she's right, if the camera's in focus, why would this be like, pow, you know? Her head's too small in relation to her other sisters, that's true. That's true. The camera was farther away from her. Just look at the, you know, she's a smaller, younger girl. Both of these girls are younger than her. She would be 6 or 8 inches taller, and her head would be almost as big as her mama's. Weird cut scenes. So these people all pulling it apart. So that's all. I mean, a lot of this stuff's still up. So what I think is maybe some lawyers sent out some letters like, hey, you shouldn't have this published, and so people acquiesce and they say, okay, we'll pull it down. But the lawyers don't care enough to actually chase the information off the internet completely, or you know, anything like that. If they sent me and you a warning for a picture show, like, hey, don't cover that, take that out, we'd go mute it or change it.
Look at that. Lily Galbert's photo was stolen from a Flickr family photo upload site and pictured in Daily Mail, Boston Globe, and Facebook articles as being Sandy Hook victim Allison Wyatt.
What did she say? The other person said, a lie. Oh, Emily, I am a lie. A lie, son, White. Wyatt. I was just trying to use the, you know, phonetic decoding here. Here is the letter correcting the mistake from Galbert's mother, Kathy Galbert. Dearest family and friends, Saturday afternoon I was made aware that a photo I took on August 14th of Lily on her first day of kindergarten was found on multiple Facebook pages.
8 that I know of at this time at 3:30 a.m.
33 a.m.
3:30 a.m.
Devoted to the horrific events in Connecticut. Right below the photo is, rest in peace, this little angel got killed in this horrible tragedy.
6-year-old angel.
Yeah. And similar captions, this photo, my photo of my child, this sweet, beautiful, alive and well child, like any good parent, like say my kid's dead again and see what happens to you.
It was taken from her Flickr page without my knowledge or consent, and is fraudulently being used to garner likes for those pages. Before we finally had it removed from one page, it had gotten 187,000 likes and 6,914 shares. I'm so very afraid that I will not be able to fix this. How on earth can I? Honestly, this is beyond my comprehension. I need your help, all of you, with the vigilance, persistence, and kindness of family, friends, and complete strangers. We've gotten 7 of the pages to remove this photo. There is still one page out there. I'll link to it below that has ignored my messages and repeated postings. If you see Lily's photo out there, send me the link. Report the page to Facebook and post on that page. I never share things on Facebook, but I'm asking you to share this and help right a wrong. My heart is breaking for the victims and families in the wake of this horrific mass murder, and to exploit and further victimize other children is almost
inconceivable.
Kathy
Galbert. Masonic Lodge next to woods behind Sandy Hook School. What? We're on, right? Okay, cool.
You must be muted.
Brendan Hunt. But he might not have any sound. Sometimes these guys don't roll with sound. Yeah, Hiram Lodge, number 18. 1 plus 8 equals
9.
9. Alright.
Satanism in Newtown from HTTP planetinfowars.com, Offbeat Church of Satan, Sandy Hook Recruiting Center. Text from actual newsletter spoken of the above link. Gone through proxy so you don't have to visit the actual site. Ew.
Does it say ew?
Yeah, it says
That's funny.
ew.
Ew.
It's
Yeah, so this is similar to that letter. Yeah, and it was definitely in.
oh, we should read that letter because it's kind of creepy. It says Church of Satan was founded by Anton Xander LaVey.
Hold on.
30th.
Just a second. Because it's Halloween and it's creepy, let's read it together. 3, 2, 1. The Church of Satan was founded by Dr. Anton Xander LaVey, April 30th, 1966 CE. It was the first church based on the celebration of carnal indulgences and the pursuit of material happiness and success, in contrast to spiritual enlightenment and union with God. It was literally meant as an eye-opener for those who would choose to cast out false morality and blind faith, so to see with their own eyes and think with their own minds, so that human race could grow more aware of itself rather than being clouded in self-righteousness, hypocritical deceit.
And then it says,
Satanists are driven to be leaders. They are strong and ambitious individuals who are masters of the world and of themselves. Our movement will enlighten those who act as predators, seeking material rewards and victories as their needs met. Likewise, it will leave passive non-thinkers
to be enslaved
in an increasingly demanding world that they would naturally have to face regardlessly.
Ugh.
Thanks, Xander.
That's pretty much saying that they're gonna get together.
It was a call for predators,
Yeah.
straight out.
Yeah.
If you want to be involved in the predation of other human beings, hit us up.
The chattel.
Yeah. So, oh wait. I thought we had a video. I lost the video, Jim. I lost the video. Was it on this page? We getting any comments? Here we are. Let's take a look at this guy's other stuff real quick, because I think we've covered this. So yeah, really strange. How about a free house for Christmas? Satanic cult. Some people doubt that Sandy Hook even happened. They think the whole thing was just a ritual as a performance, and that no one actually died. That's like the most extreme versions of the theory. Alex Jones got sued and ended up like retracting his statements about that.
Let's go back to the guy. This guy's Justice Acclimated Growth 3, and check out his.
That's exactly what I was doing. Let's go look at some of his other videos.
Yeah.
So
the happiest victims in the world, Sandy Hook.
I'm gonna do that one.
Yeah, kinda.
All right. Yeah, they call it
Oh, wait.
Duper's Delight.
We lost our video.
Yeah.
Audio. That's why we couldn't hear it.
Make sure we're not on fast here. Okay, we're on normal. So here we go.
Is that Duper's Delight?
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Duper's Delight is a term someone coined that means when someone knows that they're hoaxing or fooling or lying to you, and so they'll bust into a little grin, or they'll have kind of sideways eye glance and a smile hidden on their face, so it's called Duper's Delight, and it looks like we've got ourselves 3 minutes and 15 seconds to some good old bluegrass of apparently all of the alleged victims of Sandy Hook with some duping grins on their face.
that their symbol? Remember Sandy Hook?
I don't know. That was just weird. Let's have a little fun again, Jim. This is gonna be too funny. So fast you can't even hear it.
There's grinning quite a bit.
Yeah.
What a sad day that was.
Supposed to be.
Lunatics!
Alright, sorry.
Bang. I really don't like Anderson Cooper. If you didn't know, Anderson Cooper is a CIA Vanderbilt. Look it up.
Sorry, this has actually never happened to me. Always see this is everything I need to do.
I saw
One more
an
second.
Anderson Cooper thing
The
where
white supremacist
somebody
next
was,
door. This is the story of what happened when an ambitious racist.
somebody was a scientist did a forensic test on his cell phone, and he swabbed it to see what kind of, they were talking about bacteria that grow on your
Yeah.
cell phone, and
On Anderson Cooper's?
he swabbed Anderson Cooper's cell phone, and he found human fecal and staphylococcal
Of course he did.
virus on it. Anderson Cooper got turned bright red.
You're a filthy pig, Anderson.
Maybe this Sandy Hook, this bishop,
Is
that
this
just
a
popped
bishop
out.
telling a vague... So this is only 3 hours ago. Is this bishop telling a vague, fictitious story?
Hey, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Ready?
Oh, good. Did I call 16 Sawmill Road?
16 Sawmill Road? Yeah, this is
Oh.
the LDS Church.
Oh, great. Is the pastor available?
He's currently on the phone right now. Can you hold a bit, or?
Yeah, I'll hold.
Okay. Let me go see if
All right.
I can get a hold of him.
Okay.
I wonder if that guy's lying for the pastor. Got a phone call. You want to take it?
Yes, we're here waiting. Maybe I should call back. I will give him...
Hello, Bishop Anderson speaking.
Bishop Anderson. How you doing today, sir?
Very good.
Good. I've got a concern. I've talked to a couple churches, including St. Rose of Lima, and I don't understand. It's a pressing issue for me why no one can talk about this Sandy Hook issue. Like, what's the problem with talking about it? I can't reach out to a church. Can you help me with that, possibly?
What's the question? I don't know what the question is.
Well, there's many questions, but one of the things is I don't know if you've been following lately, but it's coming out that there's a FEMA exercise, that the Sandy Hook event was a drill. What do you know about that?
Who is this that's speaking?
My name is Maurice, sir. Once again, I can't get anyone to answer any questions, and it's making me incredibly suspicious.
Nice.
You're not one of these people that don't think it happened, are you?
Well, I'm not sure about one of these people, what exactly that means, but what I'm telling you is there's mounting evidence about FEMA, about a drill, an exercise, top-off exercise, capstone exercise.
Tell me again who you are.
My name is
Capstone
Maurice.
exercise.
And where are you from?
Planet Earth, sir?
Where are you from?
Planet Earth? Can we have a conversation, or are you just going to ask me questions about myself?
No, I don't know who you are. You call a
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct, Bishop. And I don't really want to disclose myself because it's not part of the point. And why are you beating around the question like everyone else?
Okay, you want me to tell you I was there? Sandy Hook happened.
Yeah.
Kids were killed. Okay, does that make you feel better?
No, well, no, because I have evidence that no kids were killed. What kids were killed?
A number of kids were killed.
Such as?
You want names?
Yes.
Why do you want names?
You said you were there.
What's that?
You said you were there.
Yeah, I was.
But you don't know any of the kids' names.
I consoled a family. We had services here.
Yeah. And who did you console?
There's a little girl missing, right?
Are you just being vague? You're saying little girl and people. Like who? What people?
Okay, I don't have time for this.
So are you lying?
Wow.
That's pretty trippy. Yeah, I'm gonna pause it because I'll tell you right now, you know, I'm not making any definitive statement about what did or didn't happen. But if, say, tomorrow just a tragic accident happened and you're trying to save someone's life in a car accident, it's gonna hit you hard, and you're not gonna get to forget who it was. You're gonna remember those people for the rest of your life. It's gonna create new neural pathways in your brain, and you're gonna permanently have huge reference. It's going to be a bigger reference in your brain than your birthday party. It's going to be a bigger reference in your brain than when you lost your virginity, because it's going to be tragic and horrible. You know, if we find a drowned body and pull it out of the river, we find out who it is. We're going to remember the person's name. We're going to remember the family's name. We're going to remember the cop that came and helped us identify it. All that shit's going to be wax stamped in a huge way. It's gonna be like written in stone, actually.
What you had for lunch that day.
So yeah, the bishop's responses were pretty lackluster, man. That was pretty lame. That's interesting. I'm logged into my account, so I'm gonna add this to my playlist of fake stuff.
This is Justice Acclimated Growth 3 is the channel that we're looking at.
If you guys are ever curious, I got a bunch of playlists over here, and the fake stuff one is anything that people speculate might not be real at all. You know, I got
ACSB.
That's a set list of songs that Joel and I might learn. Yeah, yeah, it's AC Super Groove. Oh, I forgot I made a diet and healing playlist. Cool. Some of these are probably in the wrong place. So this is like teach yourself stuff. Oh no, I don't want it both.
Autodidactical.
Yeah, autodidactical.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, I don't know. Let's we're getting close to 10:30 here. Let's wrap this thing up, man. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, I'd say so. Probably so.
Look at all those links that we found. I guess those are all in my history.
Good researching.
We can close them. Yeah, that's far out, man. Yogananda Street. I'm gonna have to tell Jesse Waugh. Be tripping.
It's pretty strange.
To end it on a down note. Dun dun dun.
Pretty strange.
It's really strange.
Should we put on some little kitten videos?
Yeah, some eye bleach. Let's just type in eye bleach and see what happens.
Eye bleach.
What's the top result for eye bleach? There we go. This will help us, folks. We can phase out with some eye bleach and forget all about Sandy Hook and any speculation.
Aww, it's a kitten. And the puppies.
I'm gonna do this too.
On full screen. I don't know if...
What happens? Did it work?
No.
No?
Well, maybe.
It should just make it so that our heads are just hovering in the cute puppy shot.
Yeah,
it worked. Cool. Happy All Saints Day, Halloween, or Samhain, whatever it is you celebrate. We appreciate you tuning in every week. We're gonna make an effort to ramp up our viewership and increase our web presence here pretty soon. We're pretty busy at work, ladies and gentlemen. That's the thing, is that as much as we'd like to plan ahead, it takes a lot of time and effort to put a real show into production, especially live. So next week's that's my lucky number, 27.
27. Is that
I had
27th episode?
I had an idea for you, Jim. Maybe we should start to like every 5th show have a maintenance show where we actually
look at our stats.
Yeah, we sit and look at our stats, and we maybe add thumbnails, and you know, we follow all the best practices, and maybe we edit some stuff down, and just do it all live on the show. You know, we could even do it from opposite locations if we wanted to. You know,
It'd be fun to add some keywords.
Yeah.
Search terms.
Let's do 27 as our first maintenance show. Unless Don's ready, we've got a buddy who's trying to. You know, we need to get on the phone with that guy.
Yeah.
So if we can get him lined up, cool. If we can get the 2 black guys that we found arguing about flat Earth on, I think that would be really fun. I really hope they agree to come.
Were they going to argue flat Earth?
No, I just told them it would be fun to just have like a crazy stream where the both of them jump in, because one of them is a glober, one's a flat earther, and that guy's. I was just laughing at that guy's the way he was talking, like, and that's the story your slave master gave you. So just keep following it, you know, or whatever. I just thought it was funny, you know. Okay, let's watch these Ninja Cats versus Dogs.
Ninja Cats.
Let's go.
Versus Dogs.
That was a good thumbnail. That was a good example of a thumbnail that guy had on there, right? The dog all falling over.
Should we put a Ninja Cat
Oh, here we
dog
go.
on our thumbnail today? Hey.
I'm out of here. You're a jerk. That's
It's
funny.
like mac and
That's
cheese.
funny. The dog's like, you don't share with the cat. We got one of those bowls for our puppy, and he just slaps the thing with his paw so all the food dumps out on the floor. He will not even try like that dog was. He just goes kaplow, kaplow until it flies upside down. Yeah.
I think he's trying to figure out how do I get in there and act her. But do I really want to?
Those dogs always chasing tail.
That was pretty good. That's a smart dog right there. The cat goes up and over. That's cute. Animals TV. So sure, shut up, Facebook.
Facebook?
Facebook says to me about my RX Only Panacea Facebook page, people may be searching for Panacea. And Facebook, stop lying. You know damn well if people are searching for Panacea.
That's funny.
What are
Are
you
people
talking about?
searching?
They-
Are people searching for Panacea?
No. If they are, it's like people that used to listen to our band and like, I wonder if there's any songs on Facebook. But
Do they say that just to tease you then?
no, it's because I have a page, so they want to be like, well, you want to promote Panacea because
People might be looking.
For $1,000, we could got people searching for Panacea all day.
Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Tug of war.
All right, let's try one more thing here, Jim. Before we go.
Look, Tiger wants to play with you, Murph.
Before we go, let's go.
Aw, I like you.
Best games 2018. I just gotta know. I gotta know what it says. Free meme kids, huh? Version 33. This should be a good. We won't do the whole 10 minutes, but let's.
Everyone, we have an announcement to make. Stop bullying!
My main goal
is to blow up.
Get your McSam.
Your skin turn pink. Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich. Okay, it's time to get you know I'm gonna drop it like a neck.
World.
Uh-oh.
I'm already Jason. What about Widowmaker? I'm already Widowmaker. I'll be Bastion. Nerf Bastion. You're Renzo Winston. I wanna be Winston. I get something NG. I'm already Genji. I already
Turn on the controller.
There you go, kids. Happy Halloween.
What do we say?
Unbelievable.
I've noticed this this completely nuked meme thing being a thread, or being
What's that?
Like
the noise or the things blowing up?
Yeah, like that whole completely overwashed, oversaturated, really loud, potted out. Like that's a sod of fortune. That's good editing. It's a beautiful song. This was the song Ozzy Osbourne played when he was coming out on stage when I saw him in 1989.
I brought a gift with me right here. This right here is
Hentai.
That was quite something. What? Get out! Which one of you motherfuckers called my mom gay?
As the snack falls, it breaks a line of 10 infrared beams. If nothing crosses the beams, the computer makes the coils turn again. With this ingenious technology, you'll always get your snack.
If I'm a truck, are you a truck? No! I still see your shadows in my room. Start with this. I brought a gift with me right here. Let's get naked. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, mother.
Kanye's password was 000000000.
Do you ever look at someone
You
and
see
wonder,
that?
what
It
is
shows him
going
opening his
on
phone and he just has his thumb over the zeros. Oh goodness. Whoa, guys.
Hey, Dad.
What the hell are you? Bouncing is what Tiggers do best, but fucking is what poos do best.
Yo, what's up, Flex fans? We're gonna check out the new green screen. It's awesome. I think you're gonna love it.
I'll be Tracer. I'm already Jason. What about Widowmaker? I'm already Widowmaker. I'll be Bastion. Nerf Bastion. You're Renzo Winston. I wanna be Winston. I get something Genji. I'm already Genji. Then I'll be McCree. I already chose McCree.
My main goal is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody.
real teeth?
Yeah, he had them sharpened down to points.
Don't they know I'm busy spoiling myself? Here's Johnny.
April's leaves are so lit. Who is this guy?
Pop this piece of crap in, and what do you get? Well, what the hell are you?
Hi, Bill Swift here. What in the world? Stop bullying.
Hello, beauty pies.
Now watch me whip. Now watch me name it. Now watch me whip. Whip. Watch me name it. Wow. Well, guess I'm gonna sew it myself. The heck? Mama! What's going on here?
That guy's not too smart, is he? If you found that the cookies were hidden, would you scream out and tell?
No.
I'd be like quietly putting the lid back on there. What in the world? We don't need no communications.
Forgive me, Lord, for I have sinned.
They say that moon is a white supremacist meme.
I didn't know my
Is
credit was
it?
whack, 'cause now I'm
Yep.
driving off the lot in a used subcompact FREE. That spells free credit.
Jeez. You could do it. Come on, man.
Just turn the camera off. No. 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 Not the worms. Not the worms.
What the hell?
I'll tell you what, that was pretty impressive.
Get it, Gary. Every Halloween, no matter how hard I try, everybody scares me. Well, I'm sick of it. No more scaredy pants.
Oh yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
Most of these make so little sense to me. Like, we need to get some 9 or 10-year-olds on and interview them about the real state of the meme world. That was funny. It's a nice xylophone or marimba.
What's up, gamers, and welcome.
You're cheating on your Roblox girlfriend and your girlfriend in real life?
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm.
Well, the evidence is right here.
You already.
See, oh no, there's another one. Who is this female? This chick just came up to you. You got a Roblox pussy, my guy. You have so much.
No.
You talking to some other girl about?
No,
about
I
sex? Wait, that's not the right one. Okay, hold on. I'll find it.
He's calling his
you
little
got
brother
two
out.
bitches in your house. Holy shit!
So, my friend must have opened the door.
No, you got mad Roblox puss, my guy. Dead ass.
No. When someone leaves their door open, guests come in your house and then just invade.
Why is there bitches in your house?
I don't know.
Because they want that fire cock.
No, I.
All right, folks. I'd say that's a good stopping point. Some dude shaking his little brother down about having mass
what was it? Roblox? Mass Roblox. Pull a Mass Roblox tail.
Roblox.
All right. Well, I think that's a great place for an abrupt ending, Kim. Okay, bye. Happy Halloween.
Okay.
Enjoy your Samhain.
Okay, bye.
All Saints Day and all that stuff. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.